Is it wrong to pronounce good as rhyming with brood, like good? Hi, how you doing? Greg, you and me, buddy. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it greatly. Before we start today's live stream, though, I want to start by saying thank you to Stephanie Daniels, who put a super thanks in one of the latest videos. So thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate that a ton. Now, today, we're going to talk about a ton of different things. I have no idea how long this will go, but I want to kind of leave it up to you guys. But I did get a question in from Rayanne right at the beginning. I might wait till she gets here just so, hopefully she'll stop by so I can answer it then. But yeah, we're talking a little bit about Super Nintendo World today. Look at that. Look at this thing. Mhm. This came with a cheeseburger. Hey, Tanya! Tanya, how you doing? Tanya, how are you today? I don't know why I sing like that. I'm just so excited to see you guys. Tanya, my best to you, my best to Jeff. Allie, hello, welcome. Willkommen, as they say. In Germany, I'm sure. You guys are like, you taught a language back in school, and you're using words that, like, the native people, like, they know it, but they never would say it. Do you know what I mean? I used to do that with my German friends. I'd say something, and they'd be like, what? They understood what it meant, but they're like, okay. I think they found it quaint. It was quaint. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so if you guys have any questions about good old Mario, I believe that's his name. Not Mario, Mario. That's a joke, by the way. If I don't say that's a joke, people are going to think I have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. But I've been twice now, which is kind of crazy to think. And I'm planning on going in the next couple of weeks. I got a reservation. And we're going to see how that goes because Universal is setting up this crazy, crazy thing with all these switchbacks and this huge queue line out front of the gates. The Burger Topper is cool. Can't wait to go. Yes. So this came with my like Mario bacon mushroom cheeseburger, and this is like held it together. And it's so funny because I have one from Krusty Burger, and it's like it's a little Krusty flag, but this one is way more legit. I mean, it's like a piece of plastic. So when is the latest official opening to the public? That'll be February 17th, if I'm not mistaken. So a little less than a month away. So not too long. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. So not too much longer. And that place will be crawling with people for a year or two, is my guess. At least 1 year. I think there's going to be at least 1 year's worth. Heartland Family Adventures? Howdy. Heartland, how are you guys doing? Man, Heartland, when are you guys coming back to Disneyland? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I'm trying to think about what I could talk about with you guys there, because I tried to put out the stuff on Super Nintendo World as quickly as possible. I do have a little bit more, I believe, to show you guys from Super Nintendo World, which I'm excited to share. I kept trying to stay for like evening time, but it was hard to do. Do you know how long the pass holder previews go for? Wondering what dates I might find Harry Potter area to be less crowded. So the pass holder dates, I think we're going up almost until the 17th of February. Crowds might congregate there until the coaster opens. Yeah, Greg, I think so. I think, yeah, and there aren't any other Harry Potter things coming out soon. If another Harry Potter movie were to come out, I would say, or in that, like, Fantastic Beasts, then I would say people will flock more to Hogsmeade, but yeah, I think that's going to be the way it is for a while. Yeah. We'll see about that. We'll see about that. Which, by the way, it's nice to have Super Nintendo World down there on the lower lot for a number of reasons. One of them being that right now, at least to my understanding, might just be opening back up, but Jurassic World is down for its yearly refurbishment. So in the past, when you go down to the lower lot, it would be like The Mummy and Transformers, and that was it. So now, at least when you go down there in the winter, it's not like, you're like, okay, like, what else is down here? Like, those are two great attractions, don't get me wrong. But you do those two, and you're like, okay, bye. So, yeah, that's good to see. That's good to see. So, more lower lot stuff if you can make it happen. If you can make it happen. So, yes, which I will be doing another Universal video soon, and it will be very special. Very special. You like this? Am I doing it? Does that tease you enough? I won't say any more than that. Don't try to get me to say more. Don't try to get me to say more. Fantastic Beasts is on pause. No fingers crossed that number 4 gets greenlit. Oh, so fingers crossed. Sorry. Yeah, because last I'd heard they were supposed to make 4 and 5, so there were 2 more. Who knows? Coming in June, I think you convinced us to add a couple days of Universal Heartland, please. And if you want to let me know, I don't want to get in on your plans. You know what I mean? But if you guys want to meet up, I will try my best to come say hi at once, maybe. I don't like I said, I don't want to encroach. I don't want people coming here and they're like, this guy. Like, and I'm like, hey, like they're like, get him out of here. We don't want him. Yeah, yeah. And Heartland, you guys got a couple of kids too, so it'll be interesting to hear their perspective on something like Universal, if I'm not mistaken. Because Universal is one of those things that now with Super Nintendo World, and then also with, they've got Despicable Me and Secret Life of Pets, and the Harry Potter stuff is kind of like the tween stuff, but they have a few more things there for kids now, like more and more. And Nintendo World's really just all ages. So Universal really making a push on all fronts. I really respect it. I really do. Universal, you're doing great. And they're like, we're opening like a kid-centered park in Texas. Universal, you guys are nuts. I love it. I really do. I respect it so much. I'm like, oh, gosh. Okay, I gotta stop. I'm fidgeting with this thing. This is gonna be a giveaway today. No, I'm just kidding. It's mine. Sorry. If I go back, maybe I'll do that. Oh, we got a message here from Tanya. Tanya, what did you say, Tanya? Best merch in Super Mario Shop, Piranha Plant, posable lamp, and a cool reversible star question box pill. Yes, I love that stuff. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the Piranha Plant plush. I thought it was okay. It's kind of, it's not as, I want it to be more bulbous. I know it sounds strange, but if you saw it, you know what I'm talking about. I will say this, though, the Bomb-On plush. Now, that's cute. That is cute. It's just a little walking bomb. And I don't know why. I like it. I got a Chain Chomp, too, which is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, they need more Bowser merch, though. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep drumming that drum until it happens. I want a Bowser power band, all right? Bowser band. Please. Universal, please. Team Bowser. There's plenty of people who are Team Mario, okay? It's fine. Oh my gosh. But yes, again, so if you have any questions about it, I've experienced almost all of it, of all the Nintendo World stuff. So, yeah, again, it'll just be nice to have something else down there on the lower lot. And one of the things that I really like, Team Bowser, yeah. What I really like is they have a single rider for Mario Kart, which is great. Yes, you do have to skip most of the amazing queue line to do it, but you do get a unique look at the rest of Super Nintendo World, which is pretty cool. I don't think Universal has it, but there is a Piranha Plant hand puppet that I like. Ooh, that's a great idea for a hand puppet. Oh my gosh, so basic, you know? That'd be great. It's a great one, Greg. I like that. That's a good one. Puppet would be cool. Puppet would be very cool. Yeah, I agree. I'm trying to think of like what other merchandise they can have, because they have the Super Nintendo stuff for a while before the park actually opened. And I'm trying to think like what will be the next step. Is it like Mario in a Mario Kart that is a plush? I don't know. Rayanne, hey, you're here. Rayanne, thank you so much. I was going to wait until you were here to answer your question. So let me know when you're ready for it. So thank you for asking. Did you see any younger kids riding Mario Kart? Curious how the headset fits. Yes, Heartland, I did see younger kids doing it. So basically, here's how it works. It's like the hat. Do they have adult-sized Tanuki suits? If so, do they actually help you fly? Albedo, not that I know of, and also not that I know of. Anyway, so the hat, it'd go like on your head like this. You put the little hat on, and there's a little thing in the back you twist to adjust the size to make it like fit. So there's like this kind of little periphery that sits here. But then you take out these, it's kind of like a piece of glass almost, and then you can kind of slot that on top of it. So it's kind of heavy when it's all together. It's not like super duper heavy, but you can definitely feel the weight. So, and I saw people of all ages using it, not a problem. So I think it would be totally fine. Yeah. And pro tip from me is that if you don't care about the score or getting coins or whatever else, you don't need to put the glass part on. They like want you to wear the Mario cap. But like what I've done twice now is I just like once the ride starts, I took that off and you can put it down in its little holder and you can just look at the sets. because the sets are really cool, and the first time you ride it, it's pretty visually overwhelming because all the sets look nice, but then all these like video game characters are going in front of you just on the little piece of glass, and it's like ah. Yeah, Tanya. So I noticed that that was a question my mom had too. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like, how do they sanitize that?" So what they do, from my understanding, is they take them in between. So like once you get off the ride, you hand your so the glass portion doesn't really touch you really. So the glass portion just stays on the vehicle, and I'm not sure how often they're cleaning those. But those hats, you take those off, you give them to a team member afterwards, and then they take them and bring them in a special. They have like a basket for it. They take it back and clean it, and then they bring out the fresh batches to the front. So they are cleaning them supposedly after every ride, at least the hat portion, which is pretty cool. To my understanding, that's the way it looked from what I saw. I was like, okay, I was working. Because I was like, that's a good question. And this is definitely not something they would have done during the past couple of years because, like, the steering wheel itself, like, you have to touch and, like, this is how you shoot your shells. So there's no way. It would have taken forever. All right, Rayanne. So, Rayanne, remind me exactly. I just want to make sure I don't screw up on your question. So, your question was this. What do I do when I'm not in the theme parks? And then do I have any projects coming up in work that I can talk to you about? So let me start with the second question first. I have a few things coming up that I can't talk about too much, but I will post them when they come up. But I'm always looking for more commercial work and stuff like that. I've done some extra stuff on some movies that are coming out this year. One in particular that I'm really interested to see because it was kind of a big deal, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. And hopefully, you'll see me in the background, and I'll be like, "Hey, you should watch this movie." If you ever hear me say that, usually if it's not a movie that's like a bit older, that's like my hint of like, "Go watch it. I might be in it." No lines though for the movies, not yet, not yet. Yeah. And then the second question, what do I do when I'm not out in the theme parks or working and stuff? I love video games and watching movies and television shows. So what I do is I stream on Twitch. So I stream Twitch games. However, like a lot of those games are not family friendly. So, watch at your own risk, as it were. But yeah, so I try to do that. And then, I try to just like, I've been shooting a podcast with a buddy of mine, not for this channel, but for his. So I've been doing a little bit of that. I'm going to try to do more of the podcast stuff soon. I actually have something lined up this week. And yeah, I'm just constantly trying to like build in every aspect of life that I can. It's hard for me to relax. I'm really bad at it. When I worked at the local planetarium, we sanitized all the 3D glasses using a big machine in the back room. Oh, cool. So it's probably the same thing. Heartland, any plans to visit the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium? Maybe. Stay tuned. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Can I say any more than that? I don't think so. Yeah. You'll see. And it'll all make sense. Alexa, stop. Alexa just asked me a question. Stop it. Alexa, stop. She's whispering to me. It scared me so badly. What do you call the annual ball for ghosts? I don't know. A boo bash? Yeah, Legoland, the staff lines, the 3D glasses and racks. I'll be washing sanitized, but I'll see how they could do that with the Mario headsets. Yeah, they must do it, though, because the Mario headsets themselves are not, to my understanding, electronic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the magic works, okay? All I know is that little glass AR thing you pick up has a cord on it, and that's what displays the characters. I really tried to film it. It was really hard. So, yeah. But Rayanne, I hope that answers your question. If you have any follow-up questions, please feel free to ask. I'd love to answer as many as I can. Let's see, what else? I've kind of heard mixed reviews about Mario Kart as an attraction itself, as far as like let's say the attraction. I think it seems to be loved by so many, but like the ride itself is. It's not like a super visceral experience or anything, which I think some people were hoping kind of for, because like Mario Kart itself is kind of crazy. But I think they did the best they could with what they had, and obviously they had a version of it in Japan already that was working. So I think it's as good as it's going to be, besides putting everybody in a go-kart, which would be a complete nightmare. Which I thought for a while, I was like, how are they going to do this? Because I didn't watch any of the videos, and I'm like, is everybody going to get their own go-kart? And we like are dashing around and a kid slamming into you. I was like, oh my gosh. Just imagine the lawsuits, right? It'd be like a billion of them. But I will say this though, I really don't think this is the end for Super Nintendo World. I think a go-kart would be insanely fun though. It'd be very fun. Uh, yeah, I think when we see Epic Universe expand on it over in Orlando, there's part of me that just keeps thinking that they are going to expand out Super Nintendo World as much as they can here in Hollywood because it's so popular. Yeah, actual go-karts would be awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think that'd be amazing. But be a nightmare. That would be a nightmare. I thought too originally, because what you do in this game or this version is like there's four people in a cart, so it's like double dash times two. I thought everybody's gonna get their own little go-kart and there'd be like four lanes. Not every attraction will be an e-ticket, but rides get reviewed by some as if they were. Yes, that's a great way of putting it. Um, and I guess I don't know anymore what, like, because we try to compare things and say, like, is this an e-ticket? Is this not an e-ticket? And that has changed so much over time. Because, like, if you look back, and I have an old Disneyland ticket book thing on my wall here, e-ticket used to mean something very different, right? Like, I don't know if, like, is Pirates of the Caribbean still considered an e-ticket attraction? Because, like, or what? Wait, was it at the time? What was the first e-ticket? Now I'm showing it. Is it Matterhorn? Oh gosh, people are gonna be like, he's not a Disney fan. He doesn't know anything. But I don't know where Mario would land because and I gotta say this: the budget is incredible on this thing. It looks fantastic, and they use screens to enhance the experience. It's not the only experience. Like it's not just screens. And Universal, I applaud you for that. It's just beautiful. Thank you. It's like they listened. I'm like, oh, please, practical sets. That's all I'm asking for. Please. Jurassic World understands this. Jurassic Park was already there, but still, like the finale could have been very different, and they did not skimp, and I love it. I love Jurassic World. It does not dethrone Jurassic World. Jurassic World's still my favorite, mostly for the finale, but that ride's still great to me. It's got a second act issue. I guess it's a little like, okay, we're all. I mean, there's like, what's going on? But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I digress. I'm going down the Jurassic World rabbit hole. But I have a question for you guys out there. What is this? Does Mario Kart compare okay to Buzz and Midway Mania? Yeah, I would say, Greg, it's kind of like. The thing is, you can be competitive on this. It's not as much about that. It doesn't seem like to me as just the experience overall. So whereas Midway Mania to me is still like the cream of the crop, best version of like a shooting gallery game. This feels like kind of it's like an evolution or an adaptation of that. And I appreciate it for that because it is cool. It's an interesting concept. Yeah, so I'd say, it doesn't stack up completely to that if you're looking for the competitive side of it, because you're not really sitting in the cart and being like, I got, 50 more gold coins than you. Maybe some people are. I just am not that good at it. So, just remember that. I've been trying to. I've been learning things. I've been learning. But it's one of these weird experiences where if you do, I've said this too, is like if you have neck problems, or have kind of like a little bit of like a tweak with your neck, it's sometimes so like you want to like do this like all the time, and because there are things going on all over the place, and they try to make it like some of the characters who are going in front of you don't move too quickly, but take your time, and don't crack your neck for it. The first e-tickets, thank you so much. I was like, thank you, Tabitha. I was like, I thought it was Matterhorn. So that's where it's like nowadays would Matterhorn be considered an e-ticket? Probably not for a lot of people, but yeah, I don't know what even constitutes that anymore, right? Because like you can go by the old nomenclature, but it's such a funny thing, and like it's still a thing where it's like if Disney comes out and says we're building a new e-ticket attraction, everybody like loses their mind because they're like the possibilities are endless, like, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. But it's like you have to start thinking about what was the last e-ticket, What does e-ticket mean today? You know, it was awesome in the 70s. Yeah. No, hey, Tabitha, nothing wrong with that. Dude. And again, the Matterhorn gets a bad reputation. Bob Gurr said it himself, the guy who helped design the thing. He's like, the track and the vehicles on them right now are not necessarily as compatible as they used to be. So that's why it's so rickety. It wasn't as bad back in the day. It's on Instagram, which he describes it better than I do. I am a defender of the Matterhorn, and I will be forever. That just seems to be my lot in life. I just defend the Matterhorn. I don't know. I just love it so much. Man, it's so cool. Gosh, I love the Matterhorn. But what I was going to say is this. Heed my words, everybody. This might be in an upcoming video, but I think that Donkey Kong roller coaster down in Epic Universe, that's coming. It's coming to Hollywood eventually. Mark my words. Matterhorn always jacks up my neck, but I love it. Yeah, right? It's so good, especially at night. I know I say that all the time, but that one is for sure like an at-night attraction. Like, oh boy. During the day is great too. The views are wonderful, but like at night, there's something about it. It feels extra spooky. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Would Matterhorn get ruined if they put like the onboard audio like Space Mountain, but it was playing like German or like Swiss music, I should say? Like polka? It's like do 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 do. That might kind of ruin it. They have to put Harold in like some lederhosen. Love the Matterhorn macaroon better though. Oh, nice. I am just not a coconut man. Tanya, have we talked about this, Tanya? I feel like we should talk about this. I'm not coconuts for coconuts, and also I'm not an almond guy. Which the thing is, both of those are super healthy for you. I just really don't like them. It feels like I'm eating like a lotion. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just a weird guy. Anyway, sorry. Again, keep with the questions, everybody. If you've got questions, and it doesn't have to be Super Nintendo World, it can be Universal, Disneyland, Walt Disney World, whatever, or about me, whatever, or just talk about your life. I hope you're doing well. You know, let me know how you're doing. You guys are just as important as I am. Don't they play polka music in the queue? They do, Albedo. Very good. And you know what I love about that queue line, Albedo? Thank you for bringing it up. If you stand in it and you look around, it is the closest thing you're ever probably going to get to a Switzerland pavilion. Because they were going to build one in Epcot, as some of you probably know, but you look around and you're like, I could see where they thought, we'll pick this up and we'll put it in Florida. Just a copy of it, a lift. And I kind of wish they would have, because how cool is Epcot already? But then with the Matterhorn, ooh. Tabitha, no, I don't think so. At least not for now. The problem with the Yoshi ride is that this version of Super Nintendo World is smaller, I believe, than the one over in Japan. So that Omni-Mover Yoshi Dark Ride is just kind of inside-outside is not going to happen here, which is too bad because it does give some more kinetic energy to the land. But I kind of get why they cut it. If it came down to that versus Mario Kart, like they're gonna cut the Yoshi one. And if you watch videos of it, it's fine. It's okay. It does add another thing to the land, but I don't know. When I heard Yoshi Dark Ride the first time, I thought it was going to be way more extensive than they have like one or two dark scenes or inside scenes, show scenes that are like static figures, kind of, sort of. It's fine. I don't know. And they do a lot of Yoshi theming in the queue line. I'm not sure if that Yoshi theming is in the queue line for the one in Japan. So if you like Yoshi, go into the Mario Kart queue line, and the first chunk of it is like pure Yoshi Island goodness. It's not the same, but it's better than nothing. That's the way I look at it. I'm like, you know, yeah. And a lot of people love Yoshi, so good on you, Yoshi. You know what's good for Yoshi too? He used to be ridden around all the time, and like he becomes a Mario Kart racer. Isn't that great? He's like, you know what? I will be driving. Thank you very much. Michelle, hey! So I asked, will Nintendo World only be available by reservation, or will we be able to walk in and out? April is when my family is going. By that time, it should be open to the public, so it's going to be opening the February 17th. You should be able to walk in and out, I believe. And if someone knows more than me, please do not hesitate to share if they're like, Jimmy, they changed the dates. But that was the one I kept seeing. So by that time, you should be able to walk in and out. Also, of note, and I don't think hopefully they won't be as stringent on this in the future because it's kind of weird. So the way to get into Super Nintendo World, you go through a warp pipe and it says Super Nintendo World and you can walk in. They weren't letting people exit out that way, which is the spot nearest Transformers, the warp pipe. They were making you go out another direction, which is over by the bathrooms, over by Jurassic World. It's not marked as well. So what they were doing is they're telling people, they're like, you can't go back through Peach's Castle. You got to go over here. I don't know if that's going to continue. I just don't want you to like walk into Super Nintendo World, have a great time, try to leave, and they're like, you can't leave. You're like, can I please? And also, I noticed out at the Toadstool Cafe too, they did not have their exit clearly marked during the technical rehearsals. Hopefully, all that stuff changes and it's easier to see because it was people were like, where do I go? Like, where do I go now? Yeah, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. But also, they could change all that at any time. So yes, keep your eyes on it. But it should be open by then, and I'll try to live stream from there too. And then I can show you and be like, all right, you walk in and out, it's totally fine. That place, I would be surprised if it wasn't completely packed though, like just like that. It's gonna be crazy, gonna be crazy. Yes. Which speaking of the characters of Mario, or thinking about them with all of that warp piping and stuff, Mario and Luigi, I saw them out meeting and greeting, and they do actually say little voice lines and stuff, and they react, I guess, to your power bands. It wasn't anything crazy, but it was a nice little touch. Upgrade 3 broomsticks to the same type of hybrid services. Oh, Tanya, that is brilliant. Oh my gosh, yes. And so what Tanya is getting at, everybody, for people who don't know, the eatery there, which is way more extensive than I thought it was going to be, over at Super Nintendo World, it's more like a sit-down restaurant where they like walk you to your table with like a little buzzer, and then they bring the food to you, and they treat it like they're serving you like waiters and waitresses, but you don't have to tip them. And it's a very nice setting. The food is like, I say people, it's like if theme park food's here, Toadstool Cafe is at least up here. It's like a little bit elevated. Yeah, it's fantastic. And if they could do that at 3 broomsticks with witches and wizards serving you, oh my gosh. That would be incredible. That would be more like the show. Like you're eating at a, oh man, Tanya, that's brilliant. And I'm not frustrated I didn't think of it. I'm just happy that you thought of it. So good on you, Tanya. That was fantastic. I like that. All right, hold on a second. I missed something. Do you know if parents need power bands to go into the Bowser Jr. Challenge if their kids have bands? Great question, Michelle. I don't know. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you don't. I think they would let you in with a child. I think so. I could be totally wrong on that. It just doesn't seem like Universal would be like, please wait out here while your child goes inside. Yeah. But again, I'd have to look into it more. That's the only thing I haven't really messed with there because it was crazy. It was getting nuts. Like there was a line out Bowser Jr. Challenge into the land, and I was like, no, like not doing that. I always have too many crowds waiting around the trays after ordering. Yeah, totally. They're building just north of Super Nintendo World that could have an attraction in it. Expand the. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. And that's the thing is they were building other stuff over there, and they have been for a while. I don't think it's going to be park related, but my theory is thus: if you look at Universal, they've been expanding to I don't know if it'd be technically the east. They added like 4 new full sound stages, so basically like 8. And I don't think that means they're going to tear down 8 sound stages or 4 big ones over by the lower lot. However, if it does well enough, part of me thinks that things like Transformers and maybe some office space behind Super Nintendo World, or there's some sound stages over there too. Kelly Clarkson's show is over there. I don't think they get rid of that, but I think there's an opportunity for expansion or a change up. And I don't think they're just going to slap Donkey Kong on the Transformers and call it a day. I think they would really change that up. Which, by the way, that ride is much more extensive than I think sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, how does it get me to the second floor without me knowing? Like, I'm like, how did you do that? It's a technical ride for sure. But I always just want to ride Spider-Man. I love Optimus, though, and I love Megatron. Okay, I love Optimus. I like Megatron. We had a nice exchange recently. I'm excited to show you guys. I was like, it's good to see you. And he's like, it's good to see you, too. Like, I was like, hit him with my charisma ray. It's my eyeballs. I'm still playing with this thing, guys. Oh yeah, if you get the Luigi pesto chicken sandwich, you get a Luigi hat, which is nice. Love your streams and your smile. How big do you think Bowser is? Would he measure up to Donkey Kong? Oh my gosh, great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Thank you. It's the only smile I've got, so thank you. I would say so. Okay, if you look at Super Smash Brothers, I think they do kind of level, like they're kind of close, but then again, Ridley's in that game and he's not the size of Ridley. I'd say he's probably about the same size. And I really, really think at some point they'll do a Bowser meet and greet. The only problem is they do have a Bowser throne in the queue line for Mario Kart, but they could not do a meet and greet inside there. So I just think Horror Nights, I mean, Universal, come on. Make like Bowser takes over Super Nintendo World, which by the way, they call it Super Nintendo World. I think there's a few Pikmin you can spot through like these special goggles for the Bowser's Challenge or Bowser Jr.'s Challenge. But there's not a lot of other Nintendo stuff there. It's mostly Mario. So, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, I want Bowser to take over Super Nintendo World for Halloween Horror Nights because I think that'd be dope. So, there you go. And a meet and greet. A Bowser meet and greet? I mean, come on. Disney's got Smart Hulk. You gotta answer that. You gotta answer that. Oh boy. Love it. I love it. So yes, it's very funny. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good question. Donkey Kong meet and greet would be cool too. I just feel like Donkey Kong is like it's such a nice thing to add on, you know? Zombie Bowser, Vampire Bowser. A meet and greet would be amazing. Great idea. Thank you. If anybody knows any of the creatives at Universal, I keep filling out their surveys. I keep leaving my email. I'm just waiting for them to call me. I don't even need to be paid that much. Just pay me in, the lemon squash, whatever that thing is, that new drink they have down there. It's great. Non-alcoholic. Party room parents could rent out. Would be cool. Ooh, that'd be cool. Donkey Kong is need. We need it. We need that Donkey Kong Country roller coaster here. And we haven't even seen it at Epic Universe yet. But I'll tell you this. People love it. Video games are cool, all right? We've been saying it for years, and now the theme parks are catching on. I'm waiting for Kingdom Hearts Land over at Walt Disney World. Bread is need. That's funny. Well done, Greg. One of the OGs, yeah. Without Donkey Kong, there would be no Mario. Like, who would he be jumping over the barrels for? Also, a question for you guys: did Peach dye her hair? Because it was red back in the day, right? Or is that a different princess? I don't know. Also, I found this out too. I think Chef Toad and Toad that we know are two separate people. So keep that in mind. And Chef Toad, you can't meet him. That'd be another good meet and greet. Oh, he should walk around like the Beast. So sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Chef Toad should walk around like the Beast over and be our guest for Walt Disney World. He should be walking up to tables. He should be like, how's everything? All hail Chef Toad. Come on. That's brilliant. Wouldn't that be so great? Like a little guy walks up the table, just like, hello. And you're like, Chef Toad. Oh my gosh. That was Pauline. Okay, thank you. See, I'm showing my lack of understanding. I don't think I was alive at the time. When did that game come out? I don't even remember. What happened to Pauline? That's another question. That'd be so cute, right, Ram? I think so too. Universal. Call me. And by call me, I mean please leave an email on this channel. Or a comment. I'll take a comment from Universal. I'll take a comment. I would be thrilled. I'd be like, oh, hello. Yes. Yeah, I think Super Nintendo World though it's amazing. Once you go in it, I really can't explain it to you guys, and this is not even a recency bias. I've had time now to think about this. When you see it from above, it looks like it's kind of cool. You're like, okay, interesting. Once you go in there, you're almost completely enveloped, almost completely, as best as they could, and it's so overwhelming, but it's so great. It's really wonderful. You should be Universal's go-to YouTuber. I figured I already was. I'm just low key, you know what I mean? Not like Thor's brother, you know. Donkey Kong 1981, played in the arcades. That's what it. Okay. I was about a decade later, so sorry. That's so cool. Anyway, sorry. Donkey Kong is need. Bowser is need. Chef Toad, though, I mean, come on. Even it doesn't even have to be like a Minions costume because they do like the Minions there too. So those Minion performers, whoever they are, those people could potentially be a Chef Toad. So I just think that'd be super cute. How cute would that be? He's like walking around. That's a very busy place though, so it might be hard for them to get around. But just have them come out once every. Oh, you know, if Bowser attacks on the little screens, they have these little windows, and Bowser like attacks the Toads or Mushroom Kingdom. Maybe you kind of juxtapose that. So if it's every half hour for that, every other 15 minutes, as it were, Chef Toad would come out, or maybe once on the hour. Is it hard for me to get a sense of the size of the land through videos? Yes. So Rand, people have been asking me that too. Like, how big is it? Okay. I'm trying to think of what would be the best, like, universal terms. They could do a character dining breakfast buffet. Ooh, Tanya, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Would they serve it though? Because if you maybe the buffet would be like served to you, so you wouldn't go get it. I don't know where you put the buffet line. Chef Toad's Wild Fried. Wait, what? Oh, Chef Toad's Wild Fried, dude. I love it. Okay, there we go. I'm picking up what you're laying down. So it is not as long as something as similar to Crystal Palace. Ooh, if they had more space, Tanya. Because I've been in there and I don't know where they'd put the food stuff, you know? But to answer your question about the size, it's not as long. Oh, I've heard it's about the size of Avengers Campus. Ooh, Heartland and Family Adventures. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good estimation of the size. Yeah, I would say that. And in universal terms, it's not as long as something as like Hogsmeade, but it's no, it's like maybe 3/4 of Hogsmeade, maybe. Hogsmeade's big. Yeah, so that's what I would say. So either one of those. But Avengers Campus, I think, is an apt comparison. Thank you, Heartland. That's a great one. Yeah. And especially with like web slingers there, it's kind of being like a ride that you go on like Mario Kart. Yeah. Which, by the way, where do we land on web slingers, guys? Where are we slinging webs? I helped shoot a video a while ago for web slingers, and I don't know. I just want to ride Midway Mania. I'd really rather much ride that. I'm also biased because I love the Spider-Man, Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man at Islands of Adventure, which I did recently, and it still holds up. I love that ride. It is so good. I love it so much. Man. Sorry. Islands of Adventure. Which I wanted to do another comparison video eventually. I don't know if you guys saw the Disneyland versus Walt Disney World videos I made a while ago, but I was thinking about making one for Universal Studios Hollywood versus Universal Studios Orlando. And Universal Studios Hollywood is kind of like a mix match, or mashup, I should say, of studios and Islands of Adventure over in Orlando. And they kind of pick and choose some of the biggest things and they make it work, which is pretty impressive to me. Hollywood here it's impressive. It's cool. It's cool. I'm grateful to go. And just so you guys know, because of you guys, thank you so much. I've re-upped my pass. I will be going for another full year to Universal Studios Hollywood. It was for sure worth the money, for me anyway. I was like, okay. So yeah, the value that you get for Hollywood here is a lot. And yeah, there are not as many attractions as they have at something like Disneyland, but they're really stepping it up, and I respect it. I want to support it, and thanks to you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel and making that happen. So appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's see. What other questions? I thought I had something else I was going to tell you guys. I don't know. What was it? Oh, well, can't be that important if I can't remember. Maybe it'll come back to me. I was asking you guys about, oh yes, that's what it was. The Mummy, Revenge of the Mummy. Where do you guys land on Revenge of the Mummy? I'm asking because I really do like it. And comparing it to the one in Orlando, which everyone says Orlando's better. It's just different, I'd say. It's much shorter here in Hollywood. But I still like it. And I just want to know where you land on it. Web Slingers is okay, not great, but I would take my nephew, who's a huge Spider-Man fan, to see what he thinks. I got to ride with Zook, the dog in training. Oh, Zook. I'd love to meet Zook. My gosh. Making me miss my Lily. Love the Mummy ride. Fast and fun. Tabitha, totally. Totally Tabitha. Yeah. Mummy's in such an interesting spot now because with, like, there's part of me that thinks that, like, between Nintendo and maybe Jurassic, like, the lower lot will just become Nintendo Jurassic Land, but I have no idea. You know, we hear rumors all the time about Transformers, like I was talking about, or Mummy, but who knows? Who knows? Mummy is such an interesting place because when you go in there, it is still based on those Brendan Fraser movies. And Brendan, right now, because of his kind of resurgence into the acting world, which is, I love, he's fantastic. Maybe they'll make another Mummy, and maybe that Mummy ride will stick around. You wouldn't miss it with an equal replacement? Well, that at first I was like, maybe they should put Donkey Kong there, but that's kind of too far away from Super Nintendo World. If they expand out Jurassic World, I could see it being something like they just do an overlay, kind of Velocicoaster, but not completely. Yes, Tabitha. Web Slingers is the same. I think it's the same technology as the ride, that Ninjago one. Tanya could probably speak to that better than I can, but yeah, that's yeah, Web Slingers. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. And we still are waiting, and that e-ticket for Avengers Campus has changed from the original concept, which I don't know what they were going to do, to what it is now. What's up, Jimmy? I love the Mummy ride. Wish it was longer, though. Hey, Nat T. Yes, I agree. A lot of people I hear after, like, I hear them go like, that's it? Both those rides are great for kids. Yes. Tucker them out. So yeah, I rode Mummy once about 10 years ago. I liked it. Not the best, not the worst. Yeah. I think weirdly it's still in like my top 3 though. There's something about it. I love the launch. I'm used to the backwards segment now. Sorry, Tim. Spoiler alert. But I think it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty good ride. I love the show scenes, man. I love them so much. I want more show scenes. Sorry, what was I going on about? Oh yeah, Avengers Campus ride. So originally it's like this maybe Star Tours thing that was going to be really immersive, but now it's like maybe more like Rise of the Resistance. No idea. I just want that to be built because Avengers Campus needs that ride. You know what I mean? Like it needs to have that. I stand by that. And I've heard a lot of people like, and this isn't from me, but I've heard other people in real life bring this up to me. They're like, yeah, Avengers Campus was not, everything I was expecting it to be. And I'm a pretty big Marvel fan, so I just want more. Like, I'm like, come on, give me the e-ticket. We were talking about e-tickets earlier. Where's my e-ticket? Like a Spider-Man an e-ticket? I guess. I don't know. I need it. That's why the one in Paris is probably a little bit better because they just rethemed Rock and Roller Coaster, so it's Iron Man and Captain Marvel. So at least they've got 2 rides over there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder how that is. Has anybody been to Paris? Can anybody speak to the Avengers stuff there? Tony, I don't even go. I like to walk through it because I like the music. It makes me feel like a superhero. And one day I will play one, and it will be great. So yes, it'll be wonderful. For people wondering, yes, that's you're like, what are you talking about? I'm an actor, so that's one of the goals. That's one of the dreams. I don't know. There's not a lot of roles left though. Yeah, I don't know. They probably already cast Johnny Storm. Robot Spider-Man guy freaks me out. Robot Spider-Man guy. Doc Ock. Is that the one? Tabitha's going to check it out for the first time soon. Tabitha, I want you to report back. I want to hear about this. I want to hear your experiences. I really am curious because I want to hear if it's fun, Yeah, one of these days, man. Oh, the one that launches in the air and that sometimes fails and slams into stuff. Quite an amazing feat of engineering to get that thing working at all, but yeah, pretty cool. Characters walking around, but I don't always go into Avengers Campus. Yes, that's something that California does, I think, better than Florida as far as their walk-around characters in the Disney parks. But on the flip side, I would say that Universal Studios Hollywood might have some of the greatest meet and greets I've ever seen. They have little show times when they're going to show up. There's always like 3 of them out, 2 or 3 of them out at any given time, especially on the lower lot. It's fantastic. They do such a good job with that. It is like always doing it, always on like, it's like, hey, there's Blue. Oh, and there's Megatron. And then you're like, oh, I just saw the train conductor for the Hogwarts Express, and Scooby and the gang were walking around, and you're like, it's a lot. Meeting Blue. Okay, Rayanne, here's a little something for you. There's a bonus bit coming up in a video where Blue and I have a moment, and the handler was freaking out. So stay tuned for that. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. I love Blue. I saw in one of the last live streams, I saw one of the handlers pet Blue and let one of the other people who was taking pictures pet her as well. I have never seen that. Ever. So cool. I just want to give Blue a big hug. I just want to be like, I love you, Blue. Blue. So cute. Sorry. Yeah, so stay tuned. Teases. I like to do a little tease. A little bit of a tease. Yeah. Blue is the best meet and greet. Megatron's really good. He might be one of the best. There's something about an intimidating meet and greet to me, because like your heart just starts going. Like, because I love meeting like Mickey and the gang and stuff, or meeting like Optimus is still really cool, but there's something about meeting up with a character that kind of wants to maim you, that like, I don't know, just really brings you into the present. There's some intimidation factor. There's some animal instinct that's like, I shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to take a picture. It's great. It's really good. And not to mention The Simpsons, which are also a great meet and greet. I see Homer out in front of the Quickie Mart all the time. Love Homer. Oh, I don't know if I've taken any pictures of Homer. Super Nintendo World is 1.25 acres. The main part of the Mummy building is 1.5. Potter is 5+. Well, that just goes to show that I have clearly no understanding of how that works. So what you're telling me is that the size of the Mummy building is bigger than Super Nintendo World. So there you go. See the characters except for Bride of Frankenstein from a distance. Oh, that's too bad, Nat. You know what? Now that you bring that up, I don't know if I saw many too. I saw them in like the scare zones, and maybe those are scare actors. It's kind of different. Of Mondo? Or Mando? Are you talking about the Mandalorian? You got to meet the Mandalorian? That's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I am still playing with this, guys. I gotta stop it. Goodness gracious. I don't even know that I'm doing it. Yeah, I don't know if in Horror Nights they do the meet and greet stuff as much. I think, I remember a little bit after Horror Nights, they had Dracula walking around, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. At night, he was like following people around. I was like, ooh. Oh, Rand, don't worry about it. Yeah, I'd just like to meet Mando. I think there's something about the masked characters that really freak kids out. I totally get it. I do. My hope in life is to befriend one of these characters, and then every time I see them, they're like, Jimmy! What did I think of the episode 2 of The Last of Us? Oh my gosh, Tanya, actually, I'm recording a podcast about that very thing tonight, but I'll give you a sneak peek. That was good. It was like the game. Creepy, weird, very intense, lots of call-outs to the game itself. It was good. I liked it. It was more streamlined. That first episode felt like a little too long for me personally. But that was, of course, it's like a series premiere, so it's like an hour and 20 minutes. It just goes on. I'm like, okay, there's a lot. This one I thought was smart. I liked the intro. It was a little bit something different, and then the rest of it was just kind of, it almost felt like one take. And it wasn't, but yeah, it was good. Great budget or production design, I should say. Just yeah, it was good. It was well done. Freaky. It stuck with me. Ugh, not for the right reasons. But also for the right reasons, if that makes sense. The big budget was more evident in episode 2. Yeah, exactly. You start to see all that stuff and you're like, okay. I'm like, here we go. So if the show is more like this, which it can't be 9 episodes of just that, then it'll be in a great spot, I think. For anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about a show that just premiered on HBO Max recently called The Last of Us, which is based on a popular video game from PlayStation 3 that they ported to PlayStation 4 and that they made a sequel for PlayStation 4. We're back. I don't know. They didn't like me talking about The Last of Us. They just cut me. They're like, done. Sorry about that, everybody. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I should have asked this earlier. Are we all citrus? I don't even know. Let me know. Is the quality there? Is the quality there? Oh my goodness gracious. By the way, I'm wearing a Space Mountain shirt today. Space Mountain. Rock on. Rock on, Space Mountain. You look sound good. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate ya. No, I'm singing. I'm always singing. But yeah, that has to deal with it. That's the thing is like, if they still have their Walking Dead house here at Universal, like if they could strike up a deal and make it like a Last of Us house, ooh, that'd be a great horror night house. Be really good. The problem is now that with Nintendo working with Universal, I don't know if they would do a partnership with Sony like that. I don't know. Video game companies kind of remind me of movie companies in that like we all think they're fighting against each other, which they are for our attention, but at the same time there's still like kind of collaborations happening all the time. So I have no idea. The real question is, how do we get toads to be infected with cordyceps? I don't know. It makes sense, they already are. Oh, the mushroom heads. Oh, I'm brilliant. Man, I'm like the smartest person alive. Okay, it's not true. It's not true. Not by any stretch. Oh man. Anywho, yes. More questions. Please keep them coming. We're on our. Stop playing with this Mario thing. I gotta get that out of here. Yeah. Let's see what else. What else can we talk about? But the lower lot popping off. And one thing I've heard too, for people who are familiar with the tram tour, apparently back in the day, the tram tour used to be based out of the lower lot, and they could bring it back there someday. Kind of cool. Just like the pickup and drop off. Did you hear about the year-round Halloween thing in Vegas? Yes, I did. I did hear about that. That's kind of crazy. Good for them. That, again, Universal is making moves. I respect a company who's not afraid to do this kind of thing, and it's the right market for it, honestly. I think if they're going to try something like this, Vegas is the place to give it a shot. So, good on them. Good luck. Good luck to all the scare actors and the people who manage that. All I know is that that house, whatever it is going to be beautiful. It'll be gorgeous, like in a creepy way. Like I'll be like, ooh, that looks nice. Which I've heard a lot of the Halloween Horror Nights houses are really pretty, but the lights are so dim. So, is Mall of America worth a 7-hour drive for a long weekend? Nat T says, yeah, that Vegas thing's gonna be awesome. 7-hour drive? That's a good question. Yeah, because it'd be like 14 hours, right? Because you'd have to drive there and back. Is that what it would be for you? Your kids, and that's the thing too, because you guys have a family. I'd say the sooner you do it, the better it's going to be. So for a long weekend, I think what you do, Heartland, is you guys do maybe 1 or 2 days at the mall, and then pick a few other things to do in the Twin Cities area while you're there. Like if you do like a 3 or 4 day trip, there are other things to do around there. Some other zoos and things, or depending on the time of year you go, you can even go to something like the State Fair, which is like one of the largest state fairs in the country. It's really good. Lots of good food. So stuff like that. So depending on when you go, yes. Would I tell you to drive the entire way for just the mall? I don't know, because I don't know how big of shoppers you guys are, you know, because some people, I've heard of people taking vacations where they would fly in for an entire weekend and shop throughout the entire mall, and that's all they'd do. Again, I lived nearby it, so I never felt the need to do that, but some other people do. So it depends on how much shopping you like and how much those amusement attractions will be worth it to you. I do that drive if beignets and mint juleps are at the other end. Yeah, right? Yeah, the mall doesn't, to my knowledge, have any, like, they've got some great restaurants, but there's no, like, weird snack item that is, like, their thing. But I could be totally off on that. Mall of America, which, by the way, Mall of America and Nickelodeon Universe, they're pretty great. They liked my little thing on Instagram that I tagged them in, and I was like, thanks, guys. Like, you know what? Get on ya. Did they share it? No. In their story? That's fine. But still, they liked it, and I'll take it. I was like, thank you guys. But yeah, Heartland, I hope that answers your question a little bit. But I always love to entice people to come to my state. Come to the state from where I'm from. Yeah, it's a great state. And again, if you go in the summer or something, it might be even prettier, depending if you like the snow and stuff. I just don't want to make you guys drive in 7 hours if it's going to be like snowy and horrible. Of course, Heartland, ask more questions if you got them. Caden, hey man. Shadow dropped a Game Pass called Hi-Fi Rush, a mix of DMC and Sunset Overdrive. Yes, I already saw that. I'm going to be talking about it tonight on Video Game Landfill. That's what my friend's show is called. Yeah, I watched they did an Xbox, Microsoft kind of direct today for anybody who likes video game stuff, if you're into Xbox. Yeah. I'm calling it Sunset Overdrive meets No More Heroes. That's what I'm calling that game. Hi-Fi. From the people who brought you The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2 comes a very fun game. Rhythm-based fighting game. Kind of. Sort of. Yeah. I'll try it out. It's on Game Pass. Yeah. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you for that. Still want to play some more Monster Hunter. Gosh, I love Monster Hunter so much. Whew, I do. I really do. A little bit of a problem. That's okay. My cross to bear. It's okay. When my kids were little, they loved it so much because of Dora the Explorer. Oh, gotcha. You did there. I've been a nostalgia kick lately. Oh, really, Nat? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's all I want. I want to make sure you guys like the videos. Also, please, like, never hesitate to like leave comments about like what you want to see more of in the parks, or like the video length, or whatever. I really want to know what you guys like, because you are the audience. I serve you, so please tell me what's working, what's not working. If you're like, Jimmy, enough with the jokes, all right? Okay, man? The only funny thing about your channel is your face, okay? That'd be a brutal comment. And I'd be like, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh, yeah. But I will tell you guys this. I do have a Minnesota-based video coming out on Friday that I'm very excited about. It is truly one of the best days of my life. And I got to film it, which is really cool. So it's going to be great, and it's going to show off another Minnesota landmark. And I'm very excited about that, because I love Minnesota. It is cool. It is a great state, even in the winter. It's so cool. Yeah, I'm going to do a travel show one day. All these people, these celebrities, they do the travel shows. They go to like Italy, whatever else. Hey, Katie's here. Hey, it's my sister, everybody. Hi, Katie. I love you. Hi, how you doing? But people, these celebrities, they do their travel shows, in all these other cool countries. And I would love to do that too. But let's start at home. I'll just do like a 6-part one, and it's just Minnesota stuff. That'd be great. Oh my gosh, I'd love it. I'd love it. I wouldn't even need a script. I'm easy to please. You can vlog the local dump, and I would still watch Albedo. Really? Is the local dump that interesting? Waiting on news from Disney of when Indy will reopen in spring so I can book my trip. Nah, yes. Stay tuned. Oh, Katie, yes, we'll say hi to your barber. Huell Hauser, yes, okay, I'm glad he brought that up, because a friend of mine brought up Huell Hauser recently, and I was like, I know who that is. So there. No, I'm not going to be the next Huell Hauser. I'm going to be Jimmy Good. All right. Which may or may not have some correlations with Mr. Hauser. I don't know. He had a nice folksy vibe to him, though. I am, too, though, very excited about most things that I see. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to show that, or share that video with you guys. I think it's going to be fun. That's amazing! I just think optimism and kindness should be cool again. When can that be cool again? I don't know. Can that be in vogue? Is that too optimistic? I want that? I don't know. I just want people to be like, yeah, like, he's so cool. He's so nice and upbeat. I don't know. That's just who I am. I don't know. If I had to film the local dump, Albedo, I would try to make it upbeat. I would try to be like, all right. I'd make a lot of jokes. A lot of garbage jokes. Trashy humor. Hey, Naomi's here. Naomi, welcome. Welcome, Naomi. Naomi, you're here earlier than I expected. I was planning to be done before you showed up. No, I'm just kidding. Naomi, how are ya? Naomi actually brought this to my attention recently. She told me that I have now put out 800 videos on the channel. So that's something. That's a lot of videos. Now, they're not all theme park videos, mind you. But I'm supposed to celebrate that. I don't know how, but I just wanted to bring that up. Not to be like, look at me. It's just that that's a lot of videos. And we're going for 1,000. No, Naomi, stay. You can do some videos on local spots around California in addition to your theme park stuff. Tiny, you know, I've done a few, and here's the issue, all right? I like doing them, but they just don't, algorithm-wise, they just don't perform as well, and they're kind of cool. Like I did the one on Langer's Deli, or I did a few like Walt Disney spots, which I thought were really cool. They just don't, you know, they don't, I don't know. I think maybe eventually I'd do more of that stuff. Because I've had other people say they want that too. Some friends back home. But they're also friends who maybe aren't able to catch all the videos anyway. So I'm like, I made this for you. And they're like, eh. I'm just kidding. They're not that apathetic. I'm giving them a hard time. They're not here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes. She's like, how could you not know you've made 800? And like a lot of those, there's like a lot of podcasts and stuff in there too, which... Yeah, we're almost... I need to do 2 more podcasts, and then I'll hit 300 podcasts, which is a lot. The Gibbon Center, for example, is a good video, and you're right, the views aren't as high as they should be, right? Nat T, do I like knots? I've been on the outskirts of knots, but I'll tell you this much. I'm going soon, like real soon, for the first time. For the first time in forever. And you're going to see it. You're going to see my reactions. I am not going to ride all the crazy roller coasters, all right? I'm just going to say that right now. But I'm going to do the big hitters, all right? Maybe a video at Medieval Times. Now, that would be sick. At least you're aware of that podcast number. Oh, my gosh, yeah. Because I used to do a weekly podcast. I, like, drag my friend Joe, who's a saint, to do it with me. Like, every weekend we'd do stuff. We had so much fun doing it. But it got more difficult because Joe is now with child. So funny to say. But it just couldn't commit to it. So I started doing like solo podcasts. And then when I moved up to California, it was just so hard to do. So I don't know if people like a podcast or anything, but I do want to get to 300 at the very least, which is a lot of podcasts. So, and I have a very special guest on the next podcast. Yes, knots. Guys, knots. Do you guys have any tips for me for knots? Is it get the boysenberry and put it on some fried chicken? And then go ride the log chute. Knott's is great. Love the atmosphere they have there. Okay, good. Nat, I've just heard so many not bad things about Knott's, but I've heard mixed things. So I'm so curious to go see it for myself. You guys tried the fried chicken and pie. Okay, at first I read it and I thought it said fried chicken pie. Is Katie going to be on the podcast? Katie, Naomi has been asking about you. She's like, where's Katie? Why is she on the video? Katie's not going to be on the podcast that I know of. Naomi Naomi would make it all about her, and I'm not gonna let that happen, right? I'm just kidding. Naomi's great. Yeah. We didn't really talk about this much, but Naomi and I actually hung out for a bit over at the old Disneyland recently. Now that she's in the circle, I had to like hang out. Here's my suggestion for knots. Make Chris take you there. That's a great suggestion. Chicken isn't what it used to be, but it's still good. Greg, and I appreciate your candor. I really do. I don't know if I'm going to eat there. I suspect I will. I don't know. Yeah, all about me. Yeah, right. Chris and Jimmy are a great team. Thank you. Tanya, I appreciate that. I would just also appreciate if you flip the names. No, I'm just kidding. Yes. I try not to talk about it on every live stream, but it seems to pop up, so I'm not going to say it. Nat, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. What if wouldn't that be so cruel of me to like bring up an expectation and then it doesn't happen? Katie's here. Sorry I didn't see you. Hey, Katie. Yeah, Katie. She might be gone. She's getting her hair did, as they say. She's getting it done up. That's Katie. That's the twin sister, everybody. Katie was on here. If you guys don't know, and she doesn't look just like me. I just have to say that. So, gotta go. Love you. Bye, Katie. Love you. Love you, Katie. Bye bye. Naomi, I noticed that you're watching the live stream. Who you said one of your favorite moments was I was saying bye bye April to somebody. Which ride was April on? Was it Mr. Toad? Or I don't even remember. That day was nuts. I can't believe I have a whole crazy video coming up about rainy days in Disneyland. And I am just, Bethany is here with me now. Beth, are you good? Beth, talk to me. I think she's good. Beth is good. Beth survived it. We walked around, and it was not like, oh, it was kind of a drizzle. It was raining. Yeah. Oh boy. And I'll say this too. I've got a pair of shoes that I use that were waterproof shoes, and they totally did the trick. Rain around here, as rare as hen's teeth. EP Ripley engine number 2 is back again. Laura, I know you're so excited about that. Isn't that great? No, a cast member told you, you don't look like April when April ordered your tickets. Oh, yes. And then somebody said, bye-bye, April. That's what it was. So a huge shout out to April for buying me a Tiggertail. The thing is, I absolutely appreciate so much that people like to buy food and mobile order for me in Disneyland. It is, you guys don't understand, it is an incredible treat and it's so much fun. I just have to imagine the cast members are like, okay, there's no way he hacked into the system and was like, he's like, yes, I'll order through somebody else's account. It's a nice day in California today. It is. I agree. I was out in it. I was out in the world. I know I said it like that. Strange. We love rainy days at Disneyland. I'll deal with being soaked for lower crowd. Yeah. And Heartland, I forget if you guys were there, but too bad your Tiggertail melted when you got stuck in the Inferno. I know. Oh my gosh, it did. It just went. Yes. For people who haven't seen that, I'm going to make a whole, maybe separate video about that too. I'm going to put it in the rainy day video, but I'll make a separate video about getting stuck on Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and getting evacuated. Yes, it happened. It's one of the coolest things that's happened to me recently, and I love it. So thank you, universe. But the rainy day at Disneyland was just, though the crowds were almost non-existent for the most part. I was walking on stuff. I think like Haunted Mansion was walk on, Pirates was walk on. Oh, really? Good. Oh, Naomi. My love to your friend. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you guys had a good time. I always worry that I come off as too grating, you know? Not like great grating, like grating, like cheese grating. Monorail Blue Disney 100 wrap on it. Oh, wow. Right. That's cool. That's cool. They keep saying Disney 100, which, like, I get it. The company was established 100 years ago, but every time they say it, it makes me think that, like, Disneyland's not 100 years old. Like, I'm like, you still got, like, 20 years, 22 years. So, I get it. Every year should be a celebration. I understand. Again, look. Space Mountain. Yeah, Space Mountain. But Naomi loves Space Mountain. The Space Mountain here. And that's fine. I have fun with it. Don't get me wrong. Oh my gosh. Hey, did you guys hear Tron is going to open up soon? It's great. It's great. Walt Disney World's getting Tron. Getting it. I live in working rainy days at Walt Disney World. The people that dare to attend are just there to have a good time. It's so fun. Yes, Allie, I forget where you worked. Can you tell us or not? That's totally fine if you can. Oh, gotcha. You just be you. Those who are meant to be your friends will love and accept you for who you are. Yeah, I guess. That's a pretty short list. But thank you. I appreciate that. Also, by the way, again, thank you everybody for being here today. I'm not wrapping up. I just want to say thank you. I understand you're very busy people. So thank you for just taking the time out of your day. Appreciate it a lot. It was Tomorrowland. Allie, you're from the future. And were you Disneyland then? Or Walt Disney World? Probably Disneyland, right? Probably. Allie, thank you for being a... Hey, Crystal's here. Crystal, you are not late. You arrived precisely when you mean to. You know, or meant to. That's okay. Don't worry about it. I serve you. Remember, this is for you, not the other way. Don't you worry about it. And also, who is this guy? He's like, I'm streaming now. Like, you can't drop everything for this guy. I love space, but the Tomorrowland Creeper keeps showing up on the ride with me. Well, we're back. We're back. We good? We good? Can we? There we go. I don't know why that keeps happening. World. It was the college program, and I worked on Buzz, Monsters, and Carousel Progress. Allie. Allie. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Maybe we already talked about this before. I'm so sorry. But again, thank you so much for being a cast member. You're incredible. You guys truly are the magic makers. I know everybody. It's so true, though. It is so true. All right? So thank you. I have seen cast members bear the weight of many, many frustrated visitors with a grin and kindness. And it's just like, I love them. So cast members, if you, even if you're former Allie, but also Allie, you worked at the Superior Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland in Walt Disney World and Magic Kingdom, I think is my favorite land. It is so good. It's one banger attraction after another. Just boom, 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 boom. They're so good. I love all the cast members. I love them all. My gosh, I've even gotten to know a couple of them. I also love the team members at Universal, who, by the way, are really, I'd say comparable now. They're great. They're fantastic. Universal's had kind of a reputation for not having as good of customer service, but Universal has been stepping it up, and it's fantastic. It's super good. So anybody who works in a theme park day in and day out, you're a saint. Something with a Stitch space. Yes, they have to. I had hear like these rumors about like Wreck-It Ralph. I'm related to one. Naomi, I still haven't met her though. I don't know. Are you? No, I believe you. I believe. What do you guys put? What do we do with Stitch's Great Escape? It's not a lot of room. I don't know. I want to do something with that space really badly. That's just how my brain works. I hate seeing anything in a theme park that isn't being used, because that is a potential for more guests and more happy times. So I'm just waiting. Either Universal or Walt or Disney is going to snap me up, and the other one's going to be like, I wish you would have snapped him up first. I have absolutely no credentials. No, does applied science count? Is that a credential? Acting. He's an acting science man. He's a streamer boy. That's what I say on Twitch a lot. I'm like, I want to be the best streamer boy. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but yes, I hope they do something with that. For people who don't know, they had an attraction over in Tomorrowland that is currently, there's nothing in there right now. It's just like a show space. Worked at Magic Mountain, Disneyland, and Universal Studios. I always wanted to work at Disneyland, but I'm afraid I'd lose the magic. Crystal, I've heard that too, and I felt that way. And because I stream, I feel like there's kind of a conflict of interest, even though I don't know if the companies would feel that way. But yeah, I hear what you're talking about. I think you might just get a different type of magic. It's kind of like, instead of looking behind the curtain to see the man behind it or people behind it, Wizard of Oz reference, that you would just be also part of that, and then you get to make magic for people. So I think it could be really cool. And I've heard of a lot of cast members who just loved their time there, and while they know a lot about a few attractions, they don't know it all, right? They don't know how everything works. So there's still some magic. But I get it. It's like working at the gym that you want to go to all the time. You know, it's like you're like, oh gosh, I work here and I work out here. Also, thank you for the likes, everybody. 10 likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's double digits. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. But again, keep going with questions if you've got them. If you've got them. I'm just thinking about Tomorrowland. If you guys have not been to the Tomorrowland in Walt Disney World, it is so good. My friend's husband works at Disneyland and loves to go to work every day. Aw, Rand, does he work? Is he one of the cast members? Merch update. Your merch, by the way. I knew you were going to ask this. Yes, I have. I actually talked to the designer of my old merchandise, who happens to be Joe, my old podcast co-host or podcast compadre. His wife helped me design some stuff, so I talked to her about reutilizing some of that design, but updating it and changing it. So yes, I have been quietly working on it. I really mean to. If you could just, Naomi, if you could come into my brain space for just like 5 seconds, you'd be like, why are there so many people yelling? No, I'm just kidding. What's going on? Is he okay? He's like, I gotta do this and this and this and this and this and this. And I've been having problems with my editor. I've been having problems. Well, sorry guys, I hate to do this. My editor, nice guy, all right, nice guy. Not getting stuff done when I want him to, but You know what? He's under. This keeps happening. Security. Oh, he works in security. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh, Rianne, you're. Oh my gosh, thank you for that person. That person who works security. Thank you so much. I know why we keep disconnecting. Maybe I have to switch to the data. To the data. I think we're still good. If it keeps happening, then I'll change it again. Sorry. I missed something. What did I miss? How it was for me, I got to be part of the magic and made it better for me. Yeah. What sounds scary, Naomi? I missed something? Uh, yeah. I've seen some beautiful things with the cast members and the team members and everybody just trying to make people's days better. And I actually met, I think we talked about this. I met somebody a little while ago. Oh, being in my head, yes. Yeah, I know. One day I'll explain it to you and you'll be like, oh my gosh, is he okay? No, I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm totally fine. And my editor is me, by the way. I feel like I was laying it on pretty thick, but I just want to make sure. And they're like, who's he got problems with? But I met a VIP tour guide, and I met a couple, but I actually talked to this one for many hours. I met her on a shoot, and she talked about all the power she had to kind of make people's days better, and it was really cool. Yes, Rand, there are a lot. Yes, and I love them so much. I really do. The security folks there. I do. I say this though. I want them all to keep their jobs. I really do. But I want them to update to Walt Disney World security, where they have these. They have like the metal detectors on either side, but they let like large groups of people go through because they're pretty far spaced apart. But what you do, it's like let's say you have an umbrella, a camera, or whatever else, or your purse. You hold those out in front of you and you just walk through it and you just go through, and that's how they check. They don't go through and do the bag search. And maybe there's a reason why they continue to do the bag searches here, and it's totally fine. I am not opposed. Do whatever you need to. The one in Florida seems so much less of a hassle. And if you do get beeped a time or two, then they'll send you over for a bag search. But yeah, they do a really good job. Florida was like that. It was incredible. I was like, what is this? I was like, oh my gosh. It was very nice. I was like, that was very good. You're allowed to steal that t-shirt design I sent and say it was your idea. Albedo, oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. You're too kind. Thank you. The thing is, I feel like only 5 people would buy it. California security, completely different animal than Florida. Yeah. Tanya, can you elaborate? Is it just because it's different part of the world, or I just also wonder if it's like if it's a cost thing, you know? I don't know. And I don't know how much those new security implementations actually do cost. So I don't know. I don't know. I always like more security. And I feel like, and this is another thing people sometimes ask occasionally in Universal and in Disneyland and Walt Disney World in Orlando, it's Universal in Orlando. I have felt safe at all of them, all the time. I've never ever felt unsafe there. It's just, they do a really good job with that. I don't even think about it. You go in and you're like, you're fine. They do a really good job. So kudos to anybody in the security teams. I love you. You're so great. I actually flirted with the idea of becoming or doing security down at Florida a long time ago because in Allie, you might know more about this than I do, but they used to have, might still, the best ones. They probably won't. You'll never know. But they're security people they look like just regular tourists, and they're walking around, and they're just like looking around and stuff. But they are part of the detail, so they're in and amongst the crowd. And I was like, oh my gosh, you feel like a super spy. And I'm sure the first few days of that are cool. And then over time, it's not as fun, but like, you have a little earpiece in and just walking around and just like, where's Space Mountain? It's like right behind you. Yeah, like Secret Shoppers, exactly. I love that. And I know maybe that freaks some people out, but it makes me feel good. It's like air marshal stuff. I told several security cast members to check out your channel. Oh, thank you, Naomi. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I try to like lighten their mood every time I see them early in the morning. Be like, thank you for being here. I always like show them all of my stuff. I'm like, this does not extend. Because they really, the selfie sticks were a problem for a while. People were skewering themselves and stuff, or skewering others. So, yes, I don't bring selfie sticks. Don't bring selfie sticks. plainclothes officers, and they definitely had them when I was there. Oh, that's so PCO. That's so cool. I didn't know that was the name. Plainclothes. That's so cool. I love it. I love it so much. I don't know. It just makes me feel better. Uh, and if you sit around for a while, like you can spot people. You know, you probably like you could see be like, okay, that person is by themselves, and they've been walking like in a circle for like a half an hour, and you're like, that doesn't look like a tourist. Like. But for the most part, you know, if you're just going around your daily time there, you'd never notice them. So I love it. I just think it's cool. And again, people might think that's weird, but there's just something to it. It's just another layer of security, which is great because you want your family to have a good time. You used to be one. It was actually pretty fun. Nah, you used to be one? I'm sorry, I didn't see that. And it turned out looking good enough to, oh, albedo. It did look good. My mom tells this story, and I don't know if I've shared it here before, but I believe it was Florida. There was a child who was walking down Main Street and was crying, and said like, I don't know where my parents are, or whatever. And a cast member ran out, like a dressed cast member. And I guess my mom said also, I think like another person, a PCO, plainclothes officer, came out and like they kind of like took the kid off the main street and put him over to the side and got them like an ice cream cone or a lollipop and a balloon like immediately. And they were just on it within 30 seconds. And my mom was like, whoa. Oh, in retail stores. Oh my gosh, you were in the retail stores as a PCO? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Really? You're like in the stores? I didn't know they did it in the stores. That's so cool. I don't know. Can I be a PCO on the rides? Put me on Pirates. Can you be like, I want to be like an air marshal for the attractions. Just sitting there riding them all day. Wagons full of chairs, and security was so kind to them, but the family got so upset. I told the security cast members they were doing a good job because that was rough. Yeah. Oh, you were a secret shopper. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were. I was like, you're walking around. It's like, yeah, I'm just looking for a medium shirt. Yeah, there are interesting, I wouldn't say restrictions, but allowances that you can bring things into, especially like Disneyland. A lot of people don't know you can bring in your own food. Some people take it like a step too far because there's like levels of coolers like they don't let you bring in. Like, so some people want to like, it's almost like they want to go tailgating, and they're Disney's like, no, 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 like, just like walking around with a big, yeah. Uh, yeah, that's great, Nat. And I used to work security at Best Buy a long time ago, and it's a tough job. It's tough because you just kind of you're like watching, you're like, please don't steal. Oh, really? I didn't even know they had it in stuff like CVS, Rite Aid. Okay, cool. I just love it. I love it so much. It's so cool. That to me just like I don't know, that just like screams human ingenuity, and I'm sure we've been doing it for a long time, but like the idea of like trying to be anti-crime, and you're like, what if we just have somebody who is an officer and they look like just a normal person and they're in the store and they can be like the next layer of security. It's like, ooh, yes, I like it. Yeah, now we just need some animatronics to do it. Wait a second, this is like Westworld stuff. We can't go that far. Okay, now we're getting a RoboCop. All right, it's RoboCop territory, and I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my gosh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about it more. Anyway, so thank you, anybody. If you were a cast member, if you work security, any of that stuff, and the custodial staff, please, please give them love, please. She was in the 70s. Oh wow. Okay, so they've been doing it for a long time. George Walgreens and had people steal multiple times a week. He got so upset because yeah, you can't do anything. That's the thing. Is like nowadays, if you were to touch them or do anything to try to stop them, they could sue you and the company. And it's like, yeah, super fun. Yes. Where was I going with this? I had a through line, and now it's gone. Oh well. Oh, the custodial staff. I love the custodial staff. I actually have kind of befriended one over in Critter Country, over in Disneyland. She is fantastic. But I just, if you ever see them, just tell them, like, I know, like, I don't own the park, but I often say, like, hey, thank you so much. You're doing a great job. Even if they're just sweeping or whatever. I love it. I love seeing it. And I also love to see, I love the custodial staff. Some of the kindest people I ever knew. Exactly. And I love this too. This is a Walt thing, all right? The ones that make the beignets are your favorite cast members, Tanya. They're great. They're good. This is a Walt thing, all right? Walt was like, we talk about like the 30-foot distance or 30 steps to a trash can because Walt was always picking up trash. He would pick it up himself because people would throw it on the ground. All the managers in Disneyland, I think in Walt Disney World, for the most part, they carry around those little grabbers. Like they're kind of like a stick, like little grabby crab. And I see them walking around with those and they're picking stuff up, and I'm like, yes, that is great. Like, it's a never ending battle, but you love to see it because it just shows that even though they aren't like one of the custodial staff, they're still going around picking stuff up. Like, that to me is pride in your park, and I love to see it. That's what sets it apart. That was the thing people were afraid of when Walt originally opened it. They're like, it's going to be dirty. And he's like, not my park. And it's like 80 years later. Oh my gosh, we're coming up. Wait, no, 70 years. We're coming up on 70 years. Yeah. So 2 more years, it'll be Disneyland's 70th. That's great. You guys believe that? 70 years. 70 years. That's incredible. That is incredible. Yeah. I like when they draw characters on the ground with water and mop things. Yes. Rayan, I've noticed that more in Florida than I have in Disneyland in California. I don't know if I'm crazy. They have technology in the new trash cans now that tells them when the cans are almost full. Ooh. Allie, I always wanted, and they don't have this, and people used to think this was true. So, and if there's more to it than this, you can tell me. But I remember when Walt Disney World, like, I wasn't there when they made it, but because Walt Disney World or Magic Kingdom is set on a second level, because there's that utilidor level, um, everybody thought the trash cans, like, you put trash in there and it would be sucked down a tube. I think if they made a new park somewhere, that should be something they should implement. The problem is trash cans have to move over time, but I love that idea. Like, it's just straight up, just like everything is teched out of the. It's crazy. Couldn't agree more. The cleanliness of the parks and the incredible custodial staff sets Disney apart. It's so good. Maybe DCA? They do it more in DC. Okay. But I'll say this, though. Universal has been doing a great job. At least Hollywood has been doing a really good job. Conversation. But do you make New Year's resolutions, Jimmy? Naomi, kind of. I know it sounds very wishy-washy because, like, you should be resolute in your resolution. But I find sometimes if you're too stringent, then you just don't follow through with it. So I just have like ideas at the beginning of the year that I'm like, I'm going to continue to do this, or I'm going to try to do this more frequently. But do you, Naomi, or does anyone else here want to share a New Year's resolution? And how are you doing on it? We're kind of at the end of January, which, by the way, Christmas was a month ago, just for everybody keeping track at home. Isn't that nuts? It feels like longer than that, right? Only 1 month. Crazy. Crazy times. I was back in the snow-covered lands of Minnesota. Which, by the way, guys, I don't know what it is, but the more I go home, like, I love my state. It's not your state. You're from it. I love the state of Minnesota. More and more every time I go back. I just do. There's something about it. It's great. I love it so much. Just give it a big hug. Probably because my family's there, but also just the nature of it, too. It's just so pretty. Christmas comes and goes faster each year. And Rayanne, I have a theory about this. Side note, guys. Can we just sidebar? If like your life is a pie chart, right? And your whole life is it's this circle. The first year you're born is, none of us remember it really, but like it's going to be like really long, right? But the older and older you get, like 1 year becomes, it gets smaller and smaller, smaller piece of the pie. So that's why I feel like sometimes, but time is a weird, malleable concept and construct. Because sometimes days can feel like weeks, and sometimes weeks can feel like moments. It's like, so what do I know? All right? I just think about these things. And oftentimes, I devolve in talking about just theme park stuff, because I can have a hard opinion about those. Hey, Nisi's here. Minnesota's pretty nice. Nisi, how you doing, Mary? Mary and her family really wanted me to watch the movie Elvis, which is on HBO Max now. I have watched it, and my opinions are thus. I'm just kidding. Go watch it and make your own opinion. That's my opinion. Uh, yeah, yeah. Interesting film though. What if you call them goals? I would love to run a marathon this year. Oh, Naomi, you can totally do it. I believe in you. Jimmy, what do you miss the most about Walt Disney World? I miss sitting on the People Mover or walking around World Show. Crystal, we're on World Showcase and People Mover. Those are two perfect examples. Yes, those two things. I miss walking around the Polynesian at night. I didn't stay there very often, but walking around at night brings back great memories. I One of the last memories I have that's pretty strong with my grandma, many many years ago, is we stayed like one night at the Polynesian. It was like our first night there, and I remember she wasn't moving around too much, so she was in a wheelchair, and I remember wheeling her around the torch illuminated walkways of the Polynesian, and that was a really great memory. I miss hanging out over at Disney Springs or downtown Disney at night too, going over to Ghirardelli and getting a malt or a shake with my mom. Um, so those things, the unique things, the People Mover at night, it always comes back to night for me. Frontierland at night is so good, like because it's got, well, did have and will, I mean, no, Tiana's Bite Adventure and Big Thunder. Um, those rides to me will always be connected. Um, I'll think on that more. That's a great question. Minnesota allows you to be on their TV shows, so it must be a great stay. Albino, thank you. I had somebody tell me recently, they're like, I saw that show you did with your mom, and they're like, it was legitimate. And I was like, I never go halfway on a thing, guys. Ever. Right? Rainforest Cafe in Downtown Disney, they do, and Nat, they also still have one over at Animal Kingdom. So you can still go enjoy it. The one in Downtown Disney is still the volcano looking one, but the one in Disney Springs, I think Paging Mr. Morrow just did one recently on the one in Animal Kingdom. Go check him out. He's really fantastic. I would love to. He's one of the guys that I would love to team up with someday to work on something. I've met Nate. He's just a really, really cool dude. So, and he has garnered a lot of success because he is very true to himself, and I respect that a lot. It's really cool. It's like, Nate, good on you, buddy. Also, he's a dog guy, so part of the pack. Elvis is coming back to theater this weekend, and your opinion better be that it is so good. Also, hi, Lisa. I forgot. Lisa, you're part of this? Hi, Lisa. And the kids. Is Bentley here? Nat, I'm trying to think of what other things. Where's Crystal? Who asked about the Disney stuff? I missed. Oh, scroll. Crystal asked about it. Oh, hello. I don't wanna block her. Lisa, how many times have you seen that movie? Talked to Nate a few times. Nicest guy ever. Totally genuine. Yeah, he's great. Yep. Yep. I gave him a beignet once. It was a cold beignet, but I told him I'd save him one, and I think he was moved. I hope so. Uh, we popped up. My mom and I popped up in one of his videos. It was very funny for those who haven't seen it. It was one of not his last Disneyland videos. I missed him last time. It's one of those things where like I want to partner up with people, but everybody's got their own thing going on, so it's hard, And I'm still small, so they don't. One day though, they'll be like, "Dang, that Jimmy guy, he sent me like 5 emails. I never responded." Um, it's just me lamenting. Um, Hollywood Studios at night is really good. I'm sorry. Walt Disney World's so good. Walking around Old Key West is so good. The resorts at Walt Disney World are just. Everybody seems chill because they're all there for like 3 weeks. And maybe that's because I was staying at a vacation club resort and I didn't show off the room. I could have, but like the family kind of not destroyed it, but it's unkept. But unkempt. But still, yeah. Crystal, I don't know. It just Walt Disney World seems so much more relaxed. And I love that. That feeling. Disneyland is wonderful too, but there's so much energy and it's great to like visit for a day or two, but I don't know if you could like a week or two at Disneyland would be a lot. Yeah, Naomi, that's good. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I need a fat wallet to stay. If you want to stay 3 weeks at Disneyland, oh boy, that'd be a lot. You are riding everything multiple times as well. I don't know. I need to go back to Walt Disney World. They only had two parks when I went ages ago. Oh, Rayan, I think you'd love it. And I don't know if how much of the stuff I forget who's seen what, but I just made a Walt Disney World playlist here on the channel. So if you want to see it from multiple trips over multiple years, but if you ever want recommendations or anything, just let me know. Elle, hi, how you doing? Oh, I love the little dog prints. Hey, Janice is here. Well, we got Mary, Lisa, and Janice. Where is Bill? Why isn't Bill on here? Come on, Bill. Sorry. Looks like my sister's bullying you about Elvis. Yep. Feels a little bit like the Colonels here. You know what I'm saying? I've never gone to Walt Disney World. I will try to go in 2024, 2025. Naomi, yes. Yeah, Rayanne, I have a love for Walt Disney World. For people who don't know, Nat, I'm gonna answer. Let's answer this. Where else can you get Benny's and mint juleps in the park? Aren't they closing that restaurant? So Nat, they're closing the French Market. I don't know if they're closing the mint julep bar too. Maybe someone else can tell us. Beignets and juleps. You can at least get juleps in a few of the restaurants like Cafe Orleans and Blue Bayou. My recommendation, pro tip from Jimmy, go get a mint julep over at the Blue Bayou, okay? Maybe even get their specialized version, which has blood orange syrup in there, because unlimited refills while you're eating there. You can't just take the cup with you and come back later. You're like, top me off. Elle, I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for being here, Elle. I always want to say L-E, like Ellie. But for people who don't know, I went to Walt Disney World a lot when I was growing up. I've been there over 30 times, 30. I was a very lucky kid, and my family just wanted to go there a ton. So I know it pretty well. Janice, never bully, encourage. My dad's probably watching all this. Yeah. Encourage. I encourage by saying things that might make you feel uncomfortable. If you make yourself laugh, that's half the battle. That's why I put so many mirrors up in my place. Don't know why I put the mirrors on the floor, though. Anyway. These are horrible jokes. Horrible jokes. But, free refills. I got a mint julep to go at Cafe Orleans. Yes, they gave me one too. I got sync on mint juleps at Cafe Orleans. They gave me one to go as well. They're like, do you want to go, like, to go? And I was like, yeah. If Disney, guys, another thing. If at any point or time you go to Disney or Universal or whatever, and they ask you something like, do you want a to-go cup? Or do you want to re-ride this attraction? Always say yes. Not even if you don't want to. Think of the next person, though. You know what I mean? Think of whose day you might make eventually when that person gets asked. So, like, it's late at night and there's nobody on the ride, and they're like, you want to go again? Yes, you do. Because there's part of you that knows that one time earlier in the day, somebody waited maybe an hour for this thing, and you did it twice without it getting up. The answer is yes. He's always shocked when Elvis isn't on when he gets home. Oh my, Janice, how much have you been watching Elvis? Kudos to the guy who plays Elvis. He was great. I don't know if I could be that kind of character actor. That guy was so good. I don't know which person I would play. It's just too much. It's too much. It was compelling, though. I did watch the whole thing. Long movie. I'm watching a lot of movies lately. I'm trying to learn more, you know? Trying to catch up on movies I didn't see as a kid. Because I was born in the 90s. There were so many 80s movies that I missed, especially R-rated ones, because by the time I got old enough to watch them, it was like, I don't know, 15, 20 years too late. So people are like, you didn't see Die Hard? And now I have seen Die Hard, but at the time I was like, sorry. Hey, Jess is here. How you doing, Jess? Welcome. Sister Seca. I can still call you that if you'd like. I'm pretty sure it's Jess. I'm trying to do a good job remembering the names. Please forgive me if I screw up. You guys are important. Every single one of you, by the way, is very important. And if you're thinking, I'm not important, he's just saying that. You are important to me, all right? This channel wouldn't exist without you. So please don't forget that. Very important. All right? Okay, good. Do you ever talk about Rayanne's question? She commented about your typical day. Yes, I did. I did. I can talk about it again if you'd like. Right now, it's been a lot of like sending out self-tapes, applying to lots of jobs. If anybody hears uncle or they themselves to be a famous movie producer or director, please tell me. Really well remembering, it is Jess. Yes. Jess and yes. Look at that. Hand in hand. Jess, thank you for being here. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, a lot of that and a lot of editing and just trying to not go crazy sometimes. Yeah. 90s babies. Yeah. With Elvis and Metallica. Yes. Yeah, me too. Mine was more like the Beatles and Korn, but Metallica. I have seen Metallica once, seen Korn twice, Breaking Benjamin once, Slipknot once, Power Man 5000 once, Drowning Pool once. That was a long time ago. The 90s, man. A different time. Everyone feels nostalgic about their childhood. I know. But like the reason, and I'm just gonna bring this up for just a second, we can go back to theme park stuff, but it was right before the internet, so like you still had to communicate in person with people. Or on the phone, right? But I don't know. I just think there's something so special about that. I love it. I love it. Korn, yes. Boom, da, da, dum, I do a pretty good Jonathan Davis. By the way, one of the people at the top of my list to meet one day. He's the lead singer of this band named Korn. Not a family band, I will say that much. And they're not about vegetables or grain. But yeah, they just sound so cool to me. Love them, love them. They're even better live. I know everybody says that about their favorite bands, but they are genuinely better live. So, yes. But yes, anyway, sorry, Naomi, you were asking about the day-to-day. I think that kind of covers all, and kind of planning out for the future, what I'm going to do. I do have, speaking about him earlier, I've been working on this for a long time now, a Mario project. It's not necessarily theme park inspired, but hopefully it'll be pretty cool. So, because I have been doing lots of vlogs on this channel, but podcasts and essays, not as much. So, sorry about that. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. It seems like people are liking the vlogs. And again, please never hesitate to like comment and tell me if you like what you like about the vlogs, what you don't. I can't accommodate everybody, but if I see more and more people saying like they're too long or the videos are too short or whatever, please let me know. I just want to know. I just want to make sure people like what they're getting. Like, because I feel like you guys are donating your time to me at the very least. Sorry, this machine over here, this Amazon, she's trying to do stuff. Queen was the best live with Freddie. Ooh, I bet. Dynamite with a laser beam. Yeah. Yeah. Side note, that was my nickname in high school. Yeah. Kind of a weird nickname, but I don't know. I'm explosive in a light show. As I'm planning a trip to LA, I was wondering if a Universal Studios annual pass would be better than just buying 1 to 2 day general admission. So that's a great question. I don't know what the lowest end is for that right now. I just re-upped my pass and I did like the highest version of it. If you did 2 days, Jess, you're looking at what? $215 to $250 or something like that versus an annual pass. I don't, again, if the lowest end one, maybe. Naomi, I did. I was known. My graduating class was like over 700, all right? And they knew me, and I did not know them. I had that. People were like, they knew you, and I'm like, I don't know. There's so many people. Yeah, I don't have that chart in front of me. I'm so sorry. Otherwise, I would tell you more. But the highest end one, if you were coming for like 4 or 5 days plus, then I would say probably. But yeah, also, will you have a car? Do you need to park? Because that puts an additional, if you're doing 1 to 2 days, the bottom line right now for Universal is $30 for parking. So 30, that's, $60 for 2 days plus the 220. So now you're looking anywhere from 260 to maybe almost $300. So if there's a low end pass that fits those needs, you could probably get a discount on the parking with the passes. The free parking only comes with the highest pass, the platinum pass that I understand. So keep that all in mind. Does that help? I hope it helps. Let me know. Also, they'll probably... And this keeps happening. There we go. We're back. I'm back. Sorry about that. Lowest AP has blackout dates. You can pick any first day, but your second day might be a black. Yes, Crystal, that's another thing I was going to... That's a great thing to bring up. So, Jess, if that is the case, look at your days and make sure that could be a problem too. So, for people who don't know what we're talking about, I think most people here know about the blockout or blackout dates. I kind of use it interchangeably. Certain passes make it so you can't go certain days if you're not paying higher tiers of it. So you couldn't just pop into Universal any day with any pass. So if you get an annual pass, you have to kind of make sure you know about that unless you have the highest tier, which seems to be kind of the theme park industry standard. If you do the highest tier, you don't need to worry about that. However, Disneyland does have the reservation system and Universal does not. Your graduating class of 29? You want to talk about your nicknames, though? We can talk about your nicknames. I can talk about your nicknames. Nicknames I've given you. Which I heard one of them last night on a television show. Thought of you. I was like, it's pretty funny. I have fun. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. I know we're not in the theme park today and it's just me. So thank you so much for sticking around. Because I'm worried sometimes. I'm like, yeah, are people, do they like me, or is it just the... I mean, Mario is very, he's appealing, you know? Oh, your graduating class was 1? I was like, what kind of school was it? She's like, homeschool. Homeschool. That's okay. I know some people who are homeschooled. I know them. Great people. Wonderful people. And plus, you know, you went to work at... One of the best schoolings you could get, Allie, is to work in Walt Disney World. That's going to teach you about life. Oh boy, I can't believe Tomorrowland. Yes, I love Tomorrowland. Astro Orbiter needs to be on top of the People Mover track in Disneyland. Put it back there, okay? You're killing me. You're killing me. A land does not beckon you forth if you have to go around an attraction to get into it. You ruined the weenie. Sorry. Disney, please. Use my knowledge. I beg you. That is a Emperor Palpatine quote. So take that. It's red and black, though. Look at this. That works. Naomi, great experience. I used to be homeschooled. Teachers weren't that great. Pretty mean to me. Lunchtime was kind of hard. But besides that, wonderful. Loved it so much. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They need to do retro Tomorrowland. Rayanne. Yes. Or as Barbosa would say, agreed. Tomorrowland needs a reckoning. I really just, please, Josh Tomorrow, if you ever see this, I live so nearby. We can talk about it. All right? You don't even have to pay me that much. Get me a couple churros. Maybe put me on the staff Christmas card or you know, a holiday retreat. But for everything that I know that Tomorrowland needs help desperately. Please. Please. It's so... Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh goodness. Here's my question to everybody here. There's still a lot of people who love Star Tours. Is it weird to still have Star Tours in one part of the park, but have Star Wars at another part of the park? In Disneyland. I think in Hollywood Studios it still plays. Well, no, I guess it's the same problem over there. Kind of. Well, for now. I worry about the Muppets. Everybody says they love the Muppets, and I do love the Muppets. But are the Muppets safe? That's the question, right? That is my big question to everybody. Like, are they safe? I don't know. I don't know. I want them to be safe. I want them to stay. I just worry. They got rid of them in California Adventure. That's all I'm saying, okay? That's all I'm saying. Is Disneyland usually really busy during spring break? To my knowledge, yes, Nat. You do that Barbosa imitation too well. Really? Thank you, Naomi. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, Nat, I would say it will be busy. There's never not a busy time. I know it sounds like a bad answer, but here's another thing to take into account, and it'd be kind of weird to research, but because, and it's not as localized as it used to be, more about the locals, but there's still a big local contingent who goes to Disneyland. Depending on when that spring break is, when Arizona and Utah's spring breaks are as well, that will help determine how busy it's going to be. Janice, you're worried about the Muppets. I just watched Muppet Treasure Island recently. Who's your favorite one-off Muppet? Mine's Blind Pierre. Uh, he is amazing. If you've seen Muppet Treasure Island, he's hilarious. But I love him. But yeah, I don't know. The Muppets, I really worry about him. Not sure when LA does their spring break, but was going to try and plan mid to late March. Ooh, maybe. And again, Nat, I forget, were you the one talking about Indiana Jones earlier too? It's like Jeffrey Rush takes over your body? Really? Naomi, you're just saying that. Naomi, you stop. You stop. Keep going. Just stop. Oh, Tango, aloha. Hello. I love every Muppet with my entire heart. Allie, what a beautiful answer. Aren't they all just amazing? Who watched the Muppet Show that was like The Office? I did. And I actually thought at first, I'm like, I'll see how this goes. And I actually liked it. It's like, I don't know why Piggy and Kermit were on the outskirts, but or on the skids or whatever. Disney's always busy now. Weekdays used to be a good time. I'd say Tuesdays and Wednesdays are your best bet, but I don't know. LA Spring Break is 10th to the 14th April. Also found out all about the grad nights. Yes, that's another thing too. Also, I found this out the hard way. The hard way at Walt Disney World. The grumpy old, Waldorf and Statler. Yes, Tango. I agree. They're fantastic. So, if you guys, here's a little inside information for you. If you watch the Walt Disney World vlogs that I did a while ago, you'll notice the last day is pretty short. I was planning on going with my family back to Magic Kingdom, and this was the beginning of November. It was a Sunday, I believe, yeah. And what ended up happening was that we were going to go back to Magic Kingdom after Animal Kingdom, but the Christmas party had started. It was the first night the Christmas party had started. So what I would recommend doing is to please, if you're going to go to any of these places, check and see when they're doing their specialized events and things that you might be kept out of. Now, in Disneyland, that doesn't happen typically in Disneyland Park. It happens usually more over in DCA, California Adventure. So, for instance, when they do their Oogie Boogie Bash, that there'll be a certain night where they're just like, they kick people out if you're not paying to be there. So just keep that in mind as well. I don't think you're going to face that in March, but just when more of the holiday stuff comes, and Halloween's earlier every year. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you to go there and be like, I can't get in. Like they're doing a special event, because it hurts. It hurts the heart. Yeah, because we were going to do our last night at Magic Kingdom, and it was like, you can't go. And I'm like, I love Rolf, Muppet Babies Rolf. Ooh. We rent out the parks in the evenings too. And Allie, that brings up a great point. Guys, this is not a joke, all right? When I become a famous actor, I'm going to rent out Disneyland or Magic Kingdom, the entire place, for one night. I don't know how many people I can bring, but if I'm super duper famous, we'll do it multiple times, and I'll start inviting you guys. You just have to pay to get down there, and then you can walk on the rides. I'll just be like, you walk on that ride. You being serious about Barbossa? Well, thank you. Jeffrey Rush's performance is so good. Beaker's great. Beaker paired with Gonzo. They do it briefly in Muppet Treasure Island, and it is a perfect pairing. He lands on Beaker, Gonzo does, and then Beaker's like stuck like this, and then Beaker's and then Gonzo like kind of hits him in the chest, and then he pops his head out. It's really good. Guys, we got to get there. I'm renting a cruise ship too. Did I say I was doing that? Now that would be a ball. Oh my gosh. What a coup would that be? I need to be like billionaire money, where I'm like, I rented out the new Disney Cruise Line ship. Oh my gosh. Can you get that promise in writing? Cannot wait. This is going to be great. And the thing is, I've got a pretty good memory, so I'm going to remember most all the people who come to the live streams. So, there. Yes, a Disney cruise ship, of course. I'll be singing Cabin Fever at least one or two nights out on the deck. We got cabin fever. Oh, it's gonna be a bit of a ball. And I know people think I'm joking, but I'm serious. When I get to that point, I'm not. I'm not kidding. I never do anything halfway, guys. All right? Not my thing. How amazing will it be? Will. So again, if any of you are or know famous or people who are directing or commercials, just let me know. Okay. I don't know. I winked at you there. I feel bad about that. Jimmy, you know way too much about the Muppets. I know way too much. I don't think I know enough. I didn't watch the Muppets show, which to me still seems like the height of the Muppets' power. Don't you feel like they were at the height when they had the show going all the time? Like they had the special guests on there all the time? I feel like that's when they were at their strongest. I totally believe it's gonna happen. Thank you, Naomi. Naomi is a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, we have the month of May. It's so good, and on Disney Plus, it is. Yes, Elle, of course. Of course. I love it. Yeah, I'm not kidding. The Muppets rock. Animals sitting on a chair in front of my fireplace. Tanya, yes. And stay tuned, everyone. I can't say much, but eventually, maybe something Muppets related. Who knows what that means? They had amazing guest stars on the Muppet Show. Yes, totally. Well, Naomi, I'm not saying that song about you. It just started that way, and I really do mean that. You are like a ray of sunshine in my life, so thank you very much for existing. Sometimes I'm amazed at how quickly I can get words out. And then I look back on it and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that again. But I try. Rizzo the Rat and Gonzo. Yeah, they're a great pairing. Okay, there was like a time, Jess, when they did like, Muppet Treasure Island, they did Christmas Carol, where it was like Gonzo and kind of Rizzo were kind of narrating, kind of doing their own thing, and then there was like the actual plot happening. I don't know if there was another movie that was like that, like a trifecta. But those movies are so good and they hold up so well, and I'll tell you why. Practical effects. They never get old. They never get old. And you can see it. CG has come a long way, and I love it. But also, you should work at Disneyland. Tango, I don't know if they can... I had somebody ask me, say the other day, like, you should be a Jungle Cruise skipper. And I'm like, they don't like how I skip. I skipped around. No. This is the closest maybe I'd get to it. I do want to be a skipper for one day, or at least one time, when I become a famous actor for Disney. Light the lamp, not the rat. Yes. Or on the canoes. Canoe guide. Yeah. Where is it? Where is it? Come on now. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Those those canoe guides are amazing. And those are not attached. They are not attached to any track. Cruise ship fever. I have island fever. We got cabin fever. Okay, wow. Where is Amanda when you need her? If you understand that reference, then that's pretty impressive. All right, how much time do I have left? Like a half hour-ish, maybe? Not even. I'm recording in about a half hour for something else, so I can't stay on too much longer. But I wanted to be on here today. I'm sorry I'm not in the theme park today, but I will be again soon. You on my boat? Thank you. They used to do a thing, and I don't know, Allie, you might be able to confirm or deny this. Walt Disney World's Jungle Cruise, which I do like better than the one here. It has a temple sequence. It's great. But they used to occasionally, and this was really rare, they used to do like adult, like if it was only like a few adults on it late at night, and the Jungle Cruise skippers got to use some other jokes. They weren't crazy jokes, but has anybody ever heard of this? You know this? Really? Oh yeah, Naomi, how did that go? How was Saturday? I was going to ask you about that. Naomi was just at Disneyland Saturday. I want to hear all about it. Tell me. The real question is, was it as fun without yours truly? I'm guessing no. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible. Sorry about that, everybody. Having fun. Man, look at all these likes. Thank you so much, guys. It means so much to me. Thank you. What else? Did I miss something? I think I missed something. I'm so sorry. They go away so quickly. And then I'm like, I missed it. Uh-oh, it's not bobbing up now. Oh, there it is. Hold on. What's the best meal you've had on Disney property? I had a really good dish at San Angel Inn in Mexico Pavilion. I was expecting mediocre Mexican food, but I was pleasantly surprised. Crystal? Matterhorn Skipper, that's hilarious. Blue Bayou, baby! Crystal? Takumi Te was like a life-changing experience for me. And I'm not just saying that. I try not to be hyperbolic. You guys know me. I try to be even keel on the food, right? I filmed it. It was a while ago. Takumi Te. It's a little lesser known, newer place at the Japanese Pavilion in Epcot. I vowed that every time I go back to Walt Disney World, I would go there. And I didn't go this last time, and I feel bad because I meant to. But I was hanging out with the family, and it's not really like you could go there with the family, but I had a 4.5-year-old nephew with me, and he probably wouldn't have appreciated it. But it is incredible. The food was some of the best food I've had in my life. I'm not just saying that. It was transcendent. All right? I remember the waitress's name. Ayumi. You did a great job. So please, go to Takumi Te for a special date night because it is pricey, but it is worth it. You are taken out of a theme park and you are put in I don't know where I was. Up to Discretion Skipper, I do know they have a script of approved jokes. Yes, okay, Allie. I heard stories about this, and maybe somebody lied to me, but they were like, I went on one in like a Skipper. Maybe it was like their last day or something, and they were telling a bunch of jokes that was like, they probably didn't tell this during the day. I don't know. But that's a dream of mine is to do that just at least once. Does Walt Disney have a Blue Bayou? No, it doesn't. No, but it has San Angel Inn, which is kind of close. It's like Mexican food in the Mexico Pavilion it's not a bayou, it's by a river, but similar. Thank you. Highlight soft spoken canoe guide, doing Smuggler's Run on Chewy mode. Oh, I gotta ask you about that. Document 7 food and getting drenched on Splash. Nice. What's this? Jordy, will they scan our fingerprint for annual pass member preview for Super Nintendo World? That's a great question. I believe they still will, Jordy. To my understanding, because they have they're going to have like a queue line outside of the gates that you have to go through first, I believe, to get your like return time. So keep that in mind. But you still have to go through, I think, security, and then you'll have to still scan your way in to show that you have an annual pass. To my understanding, could be different. I haven't done it yet, but yeah. Have I gone to Lunar New Year in DCA? Nat, I did partake in it a little bit last year. I haven't gone this year yet, no. I'm rarely one of those vloggers who's like the first person to get something out, but it's a little bit of a humble brag. I'm just saying there were a lot of great content creators I saw over at Super Nintendo World recently. I was still the first one to put something out. I'm just trying to... Not giving you a magic key. Naomi, not yet, all right? Just find the second star to the right. Wait, no. That's different. You don't want to go to Neverland. I mean, you do want to go to Neverland. Making my way slowly through your videos for planning ideas. My holiday planning is getting there. First part of my trip is solo, then a friend is joining me later on my trip. Yeah, and Jess, again, if you have specific questions, never ever hesitate to just comment. Even if it's in the video, if you don't have time to watch the whole thing, I want to help you, all right? And guess what? Don't worry about it. I just want you to have a good time, you know? I want you to come to Disneyland. I want you to enjoy it. Have a great time. Magic keys will be available again? Ooh, Jordy, I don't know, because they were available briefly, I heard, recently. Jordy, I don't know. I really don't. The Food and Wine Festival. Nat, I want them to bring back Off the Cob. That was another thing they didn't have last year. It was so sad. But a few years ago, it was one of the best booths. It was corn-based. It was so good. Now we were talking about corn earlier. Listen to a little corn, eat a little corn. Perfect. I don't know. The Lunar New Year thing, you know what I'm impressed by is they have their little parade they do, and they somehow do it in that little area. I'm like, how do they do this? Like, because I remember the first time seeing, I'm like, are they going to go all the way around Pixar Pier? No, they don't. Oh, thank you, Naomi. Appreciate that. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. Top 2 keys available now. Okay, so we're talking Inspire and something else. Because my key used to be a Dream key, and now it's an Inspire key. And I called it a Platinum Pass last time I was there, because the alliteration Universal has is pretty great. At the corn dog cart? Yeah, you could come, you get a corn dog and then come meet me. Hi. You want to get a corn dog? Oh, how's your corn dog? Looks really tasty. Can I have some, please? I'm so hungry. Oh, a meet and greet. No. And again, also, if you ever see me in the parks, do not hesitate to come and say hello. Please, come say hi. I'd love to meet you. Yes, Jess, please. Hit me with them. But if you don't have any, that's fine too. And there are a lot of other great resources out there. Selfishly, I'm the best. Katie's back! Guys, get some love for Katie in the chat. That's my sister. Hi, Katie. Katie, when are you going to come out here? People want to know. They love the Disney Duo. Which is also maybe a kind of a good source, the Disney Duo show, Jess, that I used to do with Katie here, and my mom. They were like top 3 or top 5 videos, but also can give you a little more information. They're a little dated, but still, you can get some good info. Naomi, that a girl. I want to so bad. Just imagine little Asher out on Mario Kart. He could be out there right now. Mario. Sorry about that. This happens. Jess, I got you. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to give it to you straight, all right? I'll give it to you straight. I don't work for anybody, all right? Just you guys. I work for you guys. So thank you guys for supporting me. You guys are great bosses, by the way. I love it so much. This is really becoming more of a part-time thing, so thank you for all that support. And I know not everybody can donate, money or whatever, but the fact is that you're donating time, which is amazing to me. That's an amazing currency to have somebody give to me. So thank you so much. I honor and cherish it. I really do. You'd be watching anybody right now, and yet you're watching me. Put Naomi on the payroll. Oh, she's getting paid. No, I'm just kidding. Naomi wanted to be a mod, so she is a masochist. But everybody's so good. Katie, you and Jimmy need to do top 3 Disney songs video, and then you need to do a sing-off. I have an endless list of Disney Duo ideas. See, Katie, people love the Disney Duo. Oh, Disney Duo. It was so much fun. It got even better when I started putting video clips in there, too. Man, the production value. My editor, still. He's been with me for years. I know. Meet up for our first trip to Disneyland. Anyone and everyone. Well, Jess, you just gotta let us know when you're going. I make no promises, but I always try. I feel so bad I can't meet everybody, but I try. And more people are finding out about me, so it's nice. So I appreciate that. So thank you, guys. Thank you for the likes and the shares. The shares are really the biggest thing. That helps a ton. But the channel's slowly growing, and I appreciate it. Yeah. And after a couple new videos soon, well, let's just say you might see me pop up in some other places, too. Mostly one other place. You know the place. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to do I have to take another call here soon too. All right, guys, we have like 10 minutes or less. So please give me any final questions, concerns, comments, feelings, complaints, anything. Also, tell me about you if you have something. I hope your life is going well right now. If it's not, know that I'm here. Even if you have to just post a comment and say, I'm having a bad day, Jimmy, I will try to make it better. So thank you. Just thank you. You made my day better by being here. Thank you so much. Yeah, Katie always thinks I'm lying to her, though. I'm like, Katie, people are asking about you. And she's like, no, they're not. That's my Katie impersonation. I'm sure Janice could back that up. I don't know if she's still here. Probably watching Elvis. Sorry about that. I just keep playing with this thing. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Also, Naomi, I saw you ask it a while ago. I did not give Nisi her gift yet because I haven't seen her since then. Elle, you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about doing a theme park centered podcast for a while, but I always look forward to your videos. You're in the top 3 Disneyland streamers. Oh, Tango, thank you so much. Out of curiosity, who are the other 2? I just want to know. Who are they? Where are they? I'm just kidding. I saw everybody at Super Nintendo World though the other day, so I just binged your videos. Oh, Naomi, I'm so sorry you had an awful day. But you're fantastic. You really are. You're a really special person. I'm not just saying that because you're a moderator. I made you a moderator because you are fantastic and I trust you. So don't forget that. You're wonderful. You are wonderful. Yeah. Do you and everyone else here have social media accounts you'd like us to follow? Yeah, does anybody have social media accounts you want us to follow? So yeah, I guess I technically do. I'm at Jimmy Good YT on Instagram, and I believe the same. Did I change the handle for? I think that's the same for Twitter. I'm not on Twitter as much. But I don't know. Oh, I also have Facebook. You can put on. I have a website too. It seems like a lot of stuff. But no, just tell people. That would be great. You don't have to follow if you don't want to. That's okay. Yeah. No, Naomi, I have not given a tour. I still haven't. No. There is a good chance though that, and I can't speak for sure, Minnesota Magic, who may or may not still be in the chat, may ride again in some form or another in the coming months with yours truly. I love hanging out with people. I love people. Problem with humanity though. Well, Naomi, we're all thinking good thoughts for you and hope things get better. Yeah, Tango, totally. AlleyCat246 on most places. Yes. Also, I have a Discord too. Mostly game stuff in there, but we talk about theme park stuff too. So it's, if you guys really want another link to that, I know a few of you have joined it. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much to. I try to focus up though. When I plan my next theme park day, also, do you have a set time you like to start your live streams? Jess, my next theme park day will be tomorrow. Mom is here. Hey, Mom. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Jess. I usually like to start my live streams between 1 and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Usually. Because I usually go for 2 or 3 hours. Meet them one day. They are great people. You'd love them. Albedo, you're back. We just missed you the whole time. Yes, Ram, we hope tomorrow's much better for you. Naomi sending hugs. See the love. You guys are amazing. Some person says they're not having a good day. People just come out of the woodwork. That's beautiful. Mom is here. I'm telling you guys, Mom is the draw. No, she's just fantastic. My mother. If you like anything about me, I was telling somebody this the other day. If you like anything about me, it's because of her, all right? She's the headwaters. I'm the river. Just go upstream. Fresher water. I have been here the entire stream? What? Okay, well, thanks, Mom. I rarely call her Mom. I call her Ma. Mom is bomb. Yeah, Jess, but I try to stream, I don't know, we just try to have some fun. I just try to stream for a long time because I want people to, I want it to be worth it. At least for a few minutes and missed all the hugs. Albedo, hugs to you, bud, hugs. The sun will rise again. You're all so amazing. Yes, my mom is an author. For people who don't know, if you want to look her up, she's fantastic. I've done a bunch of vlogs with her and stuff, but look up A Bear Named Howard. That's, again, A Bear Named Howard. It's part of the Teddy Bear Chronicles. I am not making this up. It is on Amazon. So, yes, she is fantastic. She's incredibly talented, and I look to her as my moral Polaris. I try not to cry every time I'm on stream talking about it. It's like, nope, you're good, you're good. Okay, I'm good. Sorry about that. Tani, thank you for being here. Tani, where's Jeff? I wanted Jeff to pop on. Send Jeff my love. I love Jeff. You guys, you're important to me, and so are your families. By extension, even if they've never met me, they are important because they're important to you. So through the transitive property, that's just how it works. That is just how that works. Okay. Let's see. I have a few more minutes. Please, final questions. If you guys need to go, I understand. I just wanted to let people know what's going on. We are very glad Naomi's here. She is fantastic. Jeff in a very cold place for a few days. Jeff, I feel like Jeff and I feel like we're buds. I hope so. Anyway, Jeff, shout out to you, buddy. Much love, pal. Yeah. What was I gonna say here? But yes, can confirm Naomi is fantastic. She is. She wouldn't be a moderator if she wasn't fantastic. I should probably make my mom a moderator. Not that she'd ever wheedle that power in a bad way, but just imagine her just being like. Also, I said wheeled incorrectly. Is Jeff in Minnesota? Mom, I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, is Jeff in. Jeff? You in Minnesota, bud? No. I would be broken if Jeff was in Minnesota and I wasn't. I'd be like, come on. What are we even doing? But Justice Gold? Okay, all right. So we've got a latitude. Okay. See, that's the super spy in me. Always thinking ahead. By the way, side note, I've been watching Jack Ryan on Amazon. It's fantastic. John Krasinski, he's got the career I like aspired to. Started off as Jim in The Office. Now he's a super spy. I love it. We recommend watching Easy Homemade Dog Treats on QCTV if you want to see Jimmy and Jimmy's mom work together. Yes, if you look up QCTV on YouTube, you can see myself and my mom and Ranger making dog treats. It was super good. My mom is the best. So yeah, that was very fun to do. Yeah, we've done some stuff together, haven't we? Mom band, everybody, she's tough. She's tough. Maybe a dumb question, but when is the best time to get an annual pass to Disneyland or Universal? Did it put certain prices? Okay, so the thing about it, Naomi, is that for the first time you're getting a pass, it seems like to me, the sooner you do it, the better, because if you're going to do repeat years, you kind of have to get into the revolving door. And there never seems to be like a best time. You might be able to get best pricing through like a travel agency. I don't know. I'm still trying to understand how any of that works because I still don't. But it's one of those things that I don't think they're doing flex pricing on annual passes right now like they do. And when I say flex pricing for people like Jess was asking earlier, some days if you just bought 1 or 2 days at a theme park, they will be higher or lower than other days. Like Saturdays and Sundays, maybe even Fridays, are going to typically be higher priced because there's more people than the lesser like days of the week, or lesser crowds, I should say, like Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't think the annual passes have a better time. Naomi, yeah, we care about you. You're with us, lady. Yeah, you're part of the Legion. Wait, no, is that different? Are we doing different branding? We're still calling it the Legion? There's nobody over there, but I'm talking like there is. It'd be amazing if somebody just popped up right in. I'm like, yes. It's good stuff. Let's see what else. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Naomi. And maybe I'm totally wrong about that, but that's the way I'm looking at it. So the sooner you get it, the cheaper it'll be, which sounds weird, but like the longer you wait, there's a better chance that the price is going to go up. Disney is known to increase their prices like twice a year. I thought it was like October and February. I could be way off on that. Something like that. They do it like twice a year. So, look into it sooner rather than later. Is your editor over there? Yeah. Get back to work. I'm sorry about that. That even scared me. Are tech rehearsals still happening, or is there no specific date for those happening? They're done. They're done now, unfortunately. I'm sorry. They were doing technical rehearsals, and then the end of last week was employee preview. When does Universal increase prices? I honestly don't know. Universal increased $100 from last year on their highest end to what they have now. It was $470 last year. Now it's $570 for the Platinum Pass. Which, again, if you're going to Universal like 4 or 5 times in a year, the Platinum Pass is probably your best bet. Plus, it has like Express attached to it after 3 p.m., free parking. Like, you get to go to horror nights. Like, I can't get over it. Like, again, they don't have as many attractions, I know, as Disneyland or something, and you can't compare them 1-to-1, but like you get so much value with the Universal one to me, and Disneyland too. If you go to the highest one, if you're going enough, you go in the Gold Pass for now. Okay, and they have blackout dates and they have some discounts on parking and merchandise, right? Something like that. Yeah. I hope to answer your question. And again, if you're watching this in the future, if you're watching like the live stream after it's done, thank you so much for watching. if you have any further questions about Super Nintendo World, Universal, Disneyland, or whatever else, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And if I can't answer them, I will, like, right off the top of my... Stop disconnecting. Universal used to raise prices right after Disney. Oh, okay, Greg. So maybe they were doing it as kind of like a... Oh, Disney did it, so we did it. Naomi and Bethany. Bethany, everybody thank Bethany. Hi, Beth. Beth is here. Thank you, Beth. But yes, thank you all for being here today. I appreciate it so darn much. Thank you for doing all the stuff you guys do. Thank you to the patrons and the people, the super chats. Thank you for that. I really do appreciate it. I can the Hero Salute Pass on base. Oh yeah, there you go. Parking is included with the Gold Pass. Oh, killer. Love it. Katie, love you too. Miss you, Puff. I didn't know Halloween Horror Nights was included in the pass. So that's just platinum. Nat, is that Gold Pass too, Naomi? Did you get that with yours? I know it's in the Platinum Pass. And the thing about that, here's the trick. If it's like last year's, I didn't have to reserve it. I just got to go. I just picked any night. And they would, like, almost any night, it seemed like. Tanya, thank you. Yeah, it was very open. And I was like, I could just show up any day. Like, Halloween night, I can show up with this and just scan in. I'm like, yeah. I was like, okay. And that was great. It was great. Again, for Halloween Horror Nights, though, I recommend waiting until later in the season. Everybody knows what they're doing. It's moving and shaking then, unless you like those kind of first night jitters. That's just the way I look at it. But then again, it probably gets more and more crowded towards Halloween. I don't know. Yeah, they give you a lot of perks. A lot of perks. Okay, so no Halloween Horror Nights with the Gold Pass, but I don't do Halloween Horror Nights. I would love it if Disney, with their Inspire key, gave me one pass to Oogie Boogie. That'd be cool. But I get it. They don't have a bunch of candy they can just give me. That's fine, right, dude? That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. But again, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you. What else was I gonna say? More a video, a mom video coming out soon, coming out on Friday. I'm very excited to share that with you guys. And I've got more theme park coverage coming up soon too. And stay tuned because I have some other fun things to share with you. And thank you for just being part of this just at-home vlog stream today. I know the difference between a stream and a vlog, okay? Sorry, editor over there who's just shaking his head. Is that joke too weird? It might be too weird. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Love and hugs, and until next time, just remember to adapt and overcome. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this questioning. Yes, have a good night. Yes, Jess, bye-bye. Bye, boss. Technically, Naomi does not work for me. I just want to say that. Bye-bye. Crystal, bye-bye. Allie, bye-bye. Nat, have a good night. Can't wait for potential Knott's vlog. Oh, Nat, you just stay tuned. Keep your peepers peeled, all right? All right. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Also, and love to the family. Mom, thank you for being here. Katie, thank you for being here. Love you guys, all right?